Noche de los Grandes. Obviously, it started last weekend. Last weekend, we did Mask versus Mask. We found out that Dave Meltzer actually gave that match 5.75 stars. So, knocking on the door to 6 stars. And, I think it deserves certainly to be getting to that 5-star range. We can have conversations about that. We spoke about that before. But yeah, I mean, they made a statement last week. AAA absolutely made a statement last week. And they've been making statements on a regular basis ever since WWE took them right? I mean, it's been, I think, for many people, the best brand, the most exciting brand underneath that WWE umbrella. And so I think, we could see some new people checking it out this week, wanting to kind of see what all the hype is about. And it goes without saying, if you haven't seen the Mask versus Mask match from last week, and I'd imagine all of you here have, you've got to go and check it out. It really was something special. The storytelling, the build, the culmination of the feuds, the drama, the callbacks, the selling, the emotion, the blood, the violence. I mean, it was just so good. All the elements came together. And at the end, we said that's a 5-star match. You just sort of know when you've seen a 5-star match. We said it was a 5-star match. It was like, I really don't know what you could criticize about it. Maybe I would tweak that, or I would tweak this, shave a few minutes out. It's good to see you didn't just come out and give it 4 stars or something crazy like that, So, we can talk about any of that stuff, right? But we do need to do the preview first. So let's go over to the official preview here. We've got the official pictures. So there is the main man, the new GM. He was announced as the general manager a couple of weeks ago for AAA. So, general manager, and he is going to address the audience tonight. So we are actually going to be hearing from Ray. He has got some sort of an announcement, and I feel like this announcement is going to be pretty big because it's taken up like a whole segment. Because normally on AAA, we have 3 matches. I think tonight we're probably going to go about an hour. I don't think we're going 2 hours tonight. I think we're going to go an hour. And Rey Mysterio is actually going to take one of those sort of match segments by the looks of it. So I don't know what he's going to mention. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know how the segment plays out. I mean, it could be something connected to the Mask versus Mask. It could be a follow-on. It could be that he brings out El Grande. Not sure, right? We'll have to wait and see. But there's a segment involving Rey Mysterio tonight. And that should be very, very interesting. I would imagine this is probably how the night will start. I'm guessing this is going to be the show opener. Real fun match. To my knowledge, there's not really anything to this. It's literally just going to be a really fun match where we've got Wild and Del Toro, we got Lince Dorado, we've got Octagon Jr., and we got Mini Vikingo, lots non-stop action, really good pace, open the show, get the pulse racing. Lovely. Then we move on to the only other match that's been announced. We've got Bayley tonight. So we got Bayley, we got Lola Vice, we've got La Catalina, right? Now, La Catalina obviously very interesting because she was someone that was really starting to make a name for herself, I believe, in CMLL, the rival Mexican company. And she's come over to AAA. She's still young. She's someone that she looks very, very marketable. She really does look like someone that you could see go into NXT, go into Raw, go into SmackDown. She looks like she's got a really bright future. So very excited to see her because she's someone I could see coming out of AAA and going on to bigger things, right? Flammer as well is the long-time reigning women's champion. She's held that belt, I believe, now longer than anyone else. And so feels like we're heading towards Flammer defending that belt against someone. Probably La Catalina, but I don't think that match has been announced yet. And I do think La Catalina is going to be the one to take that belt from Flammer. So Maybe this ends with La Catalina pinning Flammer, getting that opportunity. And, that could be quite significant. Even though this is just a 6-woman tag match, it could help us get to where we need to get to. So this could be the filling in the sandwich, right? This is the main focus, if you will. Because a number 1 contenders match is fine, but this match with Bayley involved, big name, this could be a big chunk of the show. Obviously, Lola Vice as well, current NXT Women's Champion. Great talent. Lovely to see her around as well. And La Toxicus. So, I'm looking forward to that one. And then, of course, I'm thinking it all concludes and wraps up with Ray's message. I mean, it's hard to say. It could open with this, but I'm not sure as to what he's going to say. So it depends, I suppose, on the importance of the message. But, that's our show tonight. So, good. You could normally look at a preview and go, I'm not sure, or whatever, but no, we got women in action, we got guys in action, we got Bayley, we got Vikingo, we got La Catalina, we got a message from Rey Mysterio. We're coming off the back of last week's Mask versus Mask, which is, amazing. There's a real buzz around AAA, and it's not just the normal episodes. This isn't just like their weekly show. It is still branded as Noche de los Grandes. So it is kind of, a bit of a bigger deal. It does make me think that there could be, a surprise, a swerve, or something that's in there. Although I'm not going to really focus on that too much. And if we didn't get anything, it's not a problem. I think the preview we've just done is pretty accurate. So I wouldn't go expecting anything. But because it is a bit of a bigger show, you can't really ever rule something out. So very good, very excited. Lovely to be here with you guys on this Saturday night, and hopefully the show will just be as good as we're hoping. I mean, you can kind of go into these with confidence. I've not yet been let down by AAA. So Kev, hello, how you doing, my friend? Hola mi amigo, said Kev. Shout out to you. Hola. So there we go. Me and Kev speaking some Italian. Casey said, Daze, that is not the Hall of Fame picture I've sent you. Well, you're April, aren't you? Let's have a look. I think it was. Let's have a look. I think it's the next one. Yeah. That, I think, catches your spirit. Whoa, you didn't stay on screen long, did you? Wow. You were gone pretty quick there, actually. I will have a look at that. Felt like it was like... If I've done you dirty, I might have done you dirty with how long you're on screen for, actually. LS Dub's around for a little while. Okay, yeah. Okay, that felt good. Yours felt quicker. I do need to look at that. They should all be nicely the same. But no, I think that catches your spirit. It catches your essence. In many ways, mentally, whenever I read your messages, that's what I picture. So I'll look into it. I said I was going to change it. I'm a man of my words. I'll look into it. But MLW is on YouTube Premiere, said Bonkers. What's YouTube Premiere? Do you have to be subscribed to it specifically or something? I've got YouTube Premium. Is it that? That just tends to get rid of adverts, and I could not live without that. That is essential. Casey said, put the correct one on, you troll. Gee, you tried to do something nice for people. Well, you'll have to wait, because I haven't got it done. So I didn't think it was going to make a big song and dance about it. So I'll have to try and get it all redone for Monday now. So I'll add that back on the jobs list, shall I? God. It'll be fine for this stream. I am good, said Kev. And I am sending everyone some positive vibes. Well, can you send positive vibes to Casey? Because she's in a mood. She's arrived in a mood. God, you tried to do something nice for someone, didn't you, eh? Carr said a traditional 6-man tag match where everyone nominates a captain. A team wins the match by either pinning or submitting the opposing captain. That's Australian rules. Oh yeah, you mentioned this about Australian rules. So what? Who is that? The women's matches Australian rules. Does it say that on the poster? 6-woman tag match, Monterey. Doesn't mention Australian rules. So what is it? It's where each team nominates a captain. A team wins the match by pinning or submitting the opposing captain. Oh, well, what if the captain never gets tagged in? What, do we just keep going forever? I mean, all you do is keep your captain on the outside of the ring, isn't it? And the other two do the work. Are they going to replay Mask versus Mask? No, there's no word on that. No word on that. They put it onto Netflix. So they did do a replay of it there, but I don't believe there's a replay of it tonight. To be honest, I hope not, because it's quite long, and we've already seen it. And if you want to watch it, it's up on YouTube already. So we're looking for the cutting edge content. We're looking for the latest content. Yeah, we're looking for something even better. That's what we're looking for. 5 3/4 stars. We laugh at that. We're looking for something that's going to deliver the big 7 stars, and it could be one of the matches tonight. Probably not. Which stars actually hate each other in real life and refuse to work together, said Guitar Crow. Don't know. I don't know what you're referring to, but Triple H mentioned that in an interview that he did when he was talking recently about booking, and now everyone thinks they can do it, and he's like, I wish it was as easy as everyone says or thinks that it is. And he said, you know, a lot of you don't know that that person refuses to work with that person. And that they hate each other and they just won't do anything with each other. And so we were kind of talking about that a little bit. You can sort of speculate, can't you? I mean, I don't know what the relationship with CM Punk and a few others is like. I mean, it could be that there's been a problem, genuinely a problem. I think there were people that had genuine issues with CM Punk when he first came back. But I think what CM Punk has managed to do is prove that he is, you know, a businessman. He's level-headed. You treat him right, he'll treat you right. And actually, you know, there's been not really any reported issues of CM Punk since he came back to WWE. You could understand a lot of superstars being nervous about that, though. I was nervous about that. You know, CM Punk is someone that definitely feels like you need to keep him on a bit of a close leash. Certainly if things aren't going his way. But I think, you know, WWE have treated him really well. I mean, he's been in big feuds. He's main evented WrestleMania twice, including night 2. So, I mean, you kind of say to him, look, we're working towards this. We've got these. But he's main evented SummerSlam, main evented Mania Night 1, main evented Mania Night 2. He's had a World Heavyweight Championship run. In fact, he's had the belt a couple of times because he got cashed in on, didn't he? At SummerSlam, he beat Gunther and then got cashed in on. So he's added a couple more world title reigns to his record. So WWE have treated him well, and as a result, he's treated WWE well, and he's, you know, been good. And I think he's a bit older, a bit more maybe mature, certainly when he was last in WWE. Plus, I think it really helps Vince is not around anymore. But you could understand Seth, Roman, you know, people like that were maybe around at the time when he left, when he walked out. You could imagine people like that being like, I don't want anything to do with this guy. I'm not saying that is it, but I could believe that is an example. And I could believe, like, you know, Charlotte and Becky. I mean, that was a friendship that really did go sour. And so, you know, you could sort of believe that there might have been something there as well, where their paths can't cross. And I don't know, I mean, it's hard because a lot of this has not been revealed. But those would be a few kind of guesses that I would make. But, yeah, that was what Triple H was saying. And not just that. He's not saying that's the sole reason why it's hard. He was talking about injuries. He was talking about crowd reactions. You know, you might have someone that's, you know, really hot, but they start to cool off, and you had this big plan for them, and all of a sudden someone else gets hot instead. So do you pivot? Do you stick with the plan? Do you change direction? You know, does that change plans? And so, you know, you've got all of that you have to deal with. Will said this show should be fire. Fire. It should. I agree, buds. It should. Days. Maybe Casey has been struggling to poo and needs help. Yeah, but I can't help women. I've told you, Opala. I can't do it. That I would be cancelled in a heartbeat. I don't know how it works. Like, I don't know the rules of life. But it seems like I'm okay to talk you through pooing. And socially, that's acceptable. That's seen as cheeky and fun. If I start doing it to women, it's seen as like, do you know what I mean? I go onto a sex register again. And I don't need that. I already have to check in with them once a month. I don't need to be going twice a month, right? So you have to be very, very careful with these kinds of things. So I'm afraid Casey is going to have to cut down on the donuts. Yeah. And she's going to have to talk herself through this. Maybe what I could do is do a bit of a speech that anyone can just record, whether you're male, female, dog, cat, whatever. And then you can play it back, and maybe that could be of benefit. But I can't tailor it specifically to females, because honestly, that's it. That is literally how this channel dies. That is the end of the channel. And I'm not looking for that at this stage. I mean, don't get me wrong. When it's time for me to go out, when it's time for me to call this quits, and this is the end of the road, and there's no plans for that, so don't worry, I don't want people crying. I would like to go out with a major controversy. I think that would be quite good. I haven't got one planned yet, but, I think it would be quite good. Maybe punch an old person in the face or something. I don't know. But, and a nice old person as well. Not like someone that's, evil, but someone that was just, a real pillar in the community. So, yeah, I don't know. I haven't planned it yet. But if I was to do what you're requesting, I'm pretty sure that would do it. Right. Let's go down. He did say this yesterday as well, said Flame. That's correct. Flame Fist is paying attention, and I appreciate that. Hello, Miss Clown. Hope you're doing well. Ace of Base. Oh, Ace of Base. Ace of Basically said, do we think Fanny is at this show? I think there's plenty of Fanny at this show, my friend. Yeah. Oh, you mean Fanny from Web? Yeah. No. Didn't she briefly get asked a question? I don't know if anyone watched the Web this week. A lot of people talking about it. I think at one point we did briefly mention wrestling on the Wrestling Escape Pods. And I think she started talking about CMLL. So I think she's actually a AAA hater. That was the vibe that I was getting, but I didn't really get time to explore that and ask her if she was a AAA hater. Not like Casey, who's clearly a Triple H lover. But I think Fanny might be a Triple H hater. So, yeah, that's something to dig into the future, maybe. Carr said the name Helen is of Greek origin. It means bright, shining light, or torch. Days something for you. Okay, Carl, thank you. I'm sure we can do something with that. I feel like that's a big piece of information that we learned on Thursday, and I definitely need to think about how we can use it, because it needs to be used. You can't get given a gift like that and then just ignore it. So I need to figure out how to use that on Thursday, but I'm sure we can cook something up. Right. She said she only watches CMLL and no WWE. Did she? You see, I wasn't really listening to what she was saying back. I was more entertaining myself with the questions I was asking. I don't think I actually know what her voice sounds like. Did she say that? She said she only watches CMLL, no WWE, and I just let that go, did I? Unbelievable. Daze, you will Superman punch a person one day, said Bruce. Yes, that's exactly how I would do it. Leaping up like that. Some little lovely old lady like this. That's how I go out, yeah. Casey said, good trying to get work done before I have to go to a baseball jamboree tomorrow. Casey, shout out to you. I will get the video fixed, Casey. I didn't realise that you would get so upset about it and start crying, so I'll get that sorted. Man United Hodge, hello. Hello, my friends. Said, bro, much respect to you and you. Hope life's treating you well. 52 months as a supporter on the channel. That's crazy. So, Man United Hodge, shout out to you, my friends. Mr. Unfamiliar, hello. Flame Fist. Opala said, have fun with the baseball game tomorrow. No one's ever had fun at baseball. Miss Clown said, I cried before you finished talking. Miss Clown, I hope that you've had a good day. Hope you've had a good day. It's been a slow news day, actually. I was going to move on like quite nicely there to some of the news that was around, but there hasn't been much news around today. It has been a real challenge to try and find and scrape together enough stuff for... I am still keeping an eye on the news. I mean, I know we've not been doing like Unseen. Unseen is going to be returning. I do sort of feel like, as I said, last week, there wasn't really much news. And this week... there's been bits. We definitely could have put a video out if we scraped everything together. But each day just seems really quite slow. I mean, this is probably one of the biggest talking points. It's the arrival of Lola Bailey and La Catalina. I might regret showing this because they might show it on the show. It's really small, isn't it? It's like it sits on my shoulder. There we go, look, there's Bailey, look. Oh, got a hat. Got a hat. Oh. Oh, and a little twizzle. So there we go, these three teaming together. Talking gibberish, but they're arriving in style. This, I believe, was taped last week, and Lola may have given us a spoiler on the results. On NXT, she sort of let something out the bag, but we're not going to say anything because we're just going to enjoy it for what it is. Shining Wizard said, I was watching Stevie Richards. He was saying that when you perform in Mexico, you have to do all your moves to the other side. Do you know what he means? Is this like hard cam position? Actually don't know what he means because I'm certainly just think, oh, maybe I do know what he means. Hard cam position, if I think about, is it CMLL, where they tend to have, or used to have, the camera sort of in front of the entranceway. So you had the entranceway, you go down the ring, and the camera would sort of be facing that way. But I mean, the WWE way, the way that AAA is set up right now is exactly the same as what we see in WWE, but I'm just trying to think back to when he was wrestling. And actually, I don't watch CMLL anymore. I've never watched CMLL, but I've seen clips. And I've seen many, many clips where the camera is actually opposite the entranceway. So, yes, I could see if that's what he's referring to. So, it'll just be hard cam positioning, which I would imagine is probably quite confusing, actually. If you're a wrestler that spent your career pretty much performing in a certain direction, just naturally, without even thinking, you know, you get up and you do your turn, I mean, and all that stuff, and you're just in front of that camera and you whatever, and you're like, oh no, it's over there now. I could imagine that being something that would catch you out, yeah. These are the little things you don't really think about as a viewer, of course. But these are the things that I think do make a difference when we talk about people coming from Mexico or coming from Japan, coming over to WWE and trying to get used to the WWE way. You know, it's like throw into commercial. What are you going to do during those kind of commercial breaks? How often you engage the crowd, like WWE engage their crowd on a very regular basis. Some places, the wrestlers get in the ring, they just work, right? WWE, it's all about posing every, 5 seconds. And, making sure that you're, shouting out to the fans, and talking some trash back and, taking a moment to let a move breathe. If you go up top, you might not just hit the suplex. You might go up top, get ready for the superplex, and, rather than just go straight into it, you sort of take that second, right? Act like you're getting yourself set and then go into it just to let the moment, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? What's he going for? That can be designed to be left to breathe as well. So, yeah, there's lots of little bits and bobs like that, which can be very different to other wrestling promotions around the world. And so that can just make it, something that you need to just kind of learn. It's just a different presentation. But I do think this is why Evil wanted to go to NXT first. I think he wanted to go to NXT first so that he could just get his head around some of those things. Maybe, I don't know if he's learning English or where his English is. But, just rather than being in front of the bright lights and having to, get everything right first time. In NXT, if you make the odd mistake, it's okay. It's developmental. We see lots of mistakes being made, lots of things that don't quite go quite right. I mean, some of the in-ring is very good at the top end, but, there's promos that need work. There's matches that can have the odd sloppy moment. So, if you kind of do something a little bit wrong during a match, it's okay. Ideally, you want to get that worked out before you go to the main roster. Carr said, Fanny mentioned a monkey mask dude, and she hates all the masked wrestlers, but not the monkey dude. Well, that's the, I think, am I right in saying is one of the logos for CMLL? So, yeah, I don't know. I'll have to speak to her when she comes back. I'm sure she'll come back on. I'm not expecting her to be on as soon as next week, but I'm sure she'll be back on at some point. Kev said, my neighbour has just gone into labour. So positive and love for her husband, and her baby. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Edward said, you got waffling and you missed a lot from Fanny's responses. To be honest, it was all about me. Yeah. I was asking the questions I wanted to ask, and I wasn't really too bothered about the responses. It was all about me. Me. So I might allow her to give some answers next time. I'm not sure. Casey, Daze, you're too much. It was a good laugh, though. Casey, shout out to you. I will get that picture changed for tomorrow. I still can't guarantee it's the one that you sent, though. Daze, what is your favourite game of all time? Game as in video game. Oh, God, I'm so boring. I think my favourite video game of all time is probably a football managing game. When I was young, like a kid, when everyone's playing Tomb Raider and stuff like this, I loved picking a football team, buying players, improving the team, playing the games, simulating matches, seeing how my team got on. If they lost, I'd be like, oh, I know I need to get a better right back. This right back's really letting me down. And actually, do you know what? I think you can probably tell that when we talk about wrestling and we talk about creative and training and improving and feedback and the structures of, wrestling, the structure of WWE, the way that things are kind of play out for a wrestler, the systems that you go through. We do talk about these different areas, and I think genuinely, because when I was young, I used to play those kind of football managing games. So, you know, in those games, you're like trying to improve your stadium. You're spending money to try and improve your state. Then you got to go and buy better players. And then you got to train your players. And so, you know, have you got your right training correct? Have you got good trainers? Then, of course, like, you're looking at the team selection, who's going on the bench, who am I picking? You know, and you're trying to get through the season. You're trying to get promoted. You start off in a lower league. If you do well, you get promoted and blah, 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 until you get to the Premier League, right? And I was playing those games in the 90s. And, I mean, you can imagine that hours and hours and hours can be sunk into those. Hours and hours and hours. And, yeah, I absolutely love those games. They take up a lot of time, but I do find them to be very rewarding because you do sort of feel like you're making progress and that you're achieving something. You're not achieving anything in reality, but I found them to be very rewarding. I felt like, you know, if I'd got my team promoted, I'd had a really good few hours, and I was like quite pleased with myself. But like, it's funny when it comes to like platform games, when it comes to like, you know, Sonics and stuff. I like Sonic, but like I've only ever kept playing the first few levels. I've never completed Sonic. I've never completed like Super Mario Brothers. In fact, I've only probably played the first few levels of that. I've never really played Tomb Raider. It's a game I'd like to give a go to, just because it was, you know, a massive game back in the day. But like, you know, I've played the odd Grand Theft Auto, but I just get bored. The truth is, modern games are not for me. They're too big. They're too time-consuming, which is ironic considering I just spoke about the time it takes to play a football managing game. But, you know, I like Street Fighter. I like a game that you can pick up and just have a play at. I like NBA Jam. Again, pick it up, play a few games, and, you know, great. I like FIFA, but like not new FIFA, where you've got to spend loads of money in the game to get better players. I like the old FIFA, where you bought the game and you had everything. And, you know, you could just play a game or play a tournament. So I like those kinds of games. There's a device, actually, which I want to get, which is coming out later this year, which is called the Evercade Nexus. And it's a little handheld thing, right? But rather than you put in ROMs onto it, you buy cartridges. And so it's got all the games on like old physical cartridges. And the reason why I was tempted by that is because I've got one of those handhelds that's got like 10,000 games on it, yeah? I've got one of those. I think a lot of people have got those now. And I just spent my time sitting there just scrolling through games without really playing anything. It's like I'm overwhelmed by the choice. It's like the choice overwhelms me. I really think that if I was to get this Evercade thing, put a cartridge in and I've got, 10 games to choose from. Yeah, you could change the cartridge, but you put a cartridge in and you just choose one of those games. I'll play that. I might actually play some old school games if I was to do that. Doing the way that I do it now, which is like I've got like this handheld and it's just got everything on it, but I never actually play it. I never pick it. It's like overwhelming or something. Is too much. Yeah. I don't think I'm very good at adapting to this day and age. I think I'm still mentally trapped in the 90s, you know? I'm still mentally in the 90s. I still enjoy the 1990s kind of culture. I enjoy the 1990s. I like today's music, though. I'm adaptable with today's music. There's lots about today's music that I enjoy. Pink Pantherus and stuff like that. But, yeah, when it comes to games and stuff like that, I'm still thinking Tomb Raider. I'm still thinking Sonic. I'm still thinking old football managing games. You know, I'm still thinking about a lot of Mega Drive games that I've never played, or Super Nintendo games I've never played, or Nintendo 64, GoldenEye. I mean, GoldenEye to me is just like a goated game. I don't care what Grand Theft Auto 6 looks like. I can't imagine it'll be better than GoldenEye. I flipping love GoldenEye. I love Super Mario 64. If someone was to like tell me, do you want to play Grand Theft Auto 6 or do you want to come around and play GoldenEye? I'd be like, GoldenEye. It's not even close. GoldenEye. It's amazing. Or Mario Kart 64 or Super Mario 64. You see, Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to look big and impressive, and it's going to be this big, massive world. But I already live in a big, massive world, and it just gives me nothing but headaches. I don't really need another game that's going to give me a load more headaches. So, yeah, I don't know. I suppose I'm questioning, is it actually going to be fun? Is it going to be fun? Are you going to have fun? Some people will, but you're going to have to put a lot of time into Grand Theft Auto 6, aren't you? You're going to have to put a lot of time into that game. I mean, I don't know how long it'll take to complete, but I've got to imagine we're talking 120 plus hours, something like that, just to complete. And I'm the kind of person that constantly gets lost, constantly forgets what I'm doing. A little pop-up will say, new mission unlocked or something, and I'll be like, well, what's that now? You know? So it's like, I'm doing this mission, and now I've got a new mission. Well, let me finish this one first before I go to that. And then I go to my mission list, and it's just all these missions, and I'm like, I don't know. This is too much. Do you know what I mean? I've already got to go shopping in real life. I've already got to flipping tidy upstairs and do that. Now I've got all these extra missions. Oh. Now I've got to sort out Bad Tony as well. Oh, God. Down by the docks. Just becomes too much. I'd much rather just get in a little car and drive around a track. So yeah, I like games. I am someone that appreciates video games, but I am also a person that does not have loads of time, and I'm also someone that just wants to pick up and have fun. Just want to pick it up and have fun. There's a lot of games today that feel like a real commit. It's like getting into a new relationship. And then when you start playing them, you have to pay extra money to unlock stuff. Oh, screw that. Never used to have to do that in the 90s and the 2000s. Start playing games and then you have to unlock things with money. Forget that. Sucks. Akeem said they're filming HBO The Gilded Age on my street this week. It's 24 hours a day. It's very bright. It's very loud. Season 3, it's going to be 3 years of this summer. It's craziness. Oh my God. That sounds like a flipping nightmare. Akeem, I'm sending love and thoughts your way. Let's go down. Oppola said, what are the chances that Ray retires tonight and that it's an announcement, but then Dominic comes down and we actually grow their storyline for Ray's last match? It's a good shout. I mean, I don't think he would retire without having a match. So when I was reading your comment then, and it was like, what's the chances he's going to retire? I was thinking, slim, because I think he will probably want that farewell match. So if he was going to announce a retirement match, maybe. But I like what you said when you said about Dominic coming down, interrupting, and this being the start of a story, right? And it's not that he's actually retiring. Although it's got to be soon. I mean, he's in his 50s, and, you know, it definitely feels there's a whole new generation of luchadors that are obviously around now that absolutely idolize Ray. He's got a job for life with WWE. They'll always find something for him to do, and certainly now that we've got AAA, and with his knowledge and his standing, I mean, he is, when you're talking about the best mass wrestlers of all time, Rey Mysterio is absolutely in the conversation, and for most people, he's the GOAT. For most people, he's not only on the Mount Rushmore, he's the first name. So he is, he's got a job for life, as much as you can say that with TKO. And I wouldn't be shocked if it is within the next couple of years that he looks to, walk away. But yeah, it could be something like that. I think, what's my prediction for what it's going to be? I think my prediction for what he's going to say is he is going to probably announce something to do with the Mass versus Mass from last week. It was such a high-profile, well-received match that it might be that it's an announcement as to when El Grande is going to get his title opportunity against Dominic. that will be a way of bringing El Grande out. It'll be a way of bringing Dominic out. And it'll be a way of kind of starting maybe the build towards their showdown. Could it be something to do with that? Because I don't know when. I think Carr was telling me there's a rumor that there's another big AAA show coming in July. And I've not seen that be announced yet, but maybe that gets announced. And maybe it's revealed that El Grande is going to get his opportunity. To be honest, I think this was recorded after the Mass versus Matt, like literally the hour after. So, I mean, we all saw how physical that match was. I don't know how fresh El Grande is going to be on this show, because technically this was recorded like not long after the match, the Mass versus Mass match. So maybe they won't bring him out. Maybe it will be Dominic. Maybe Ray will announce that show. Dominic will come down. He gets told you're going to defend that belt against El Grande. Perhaps we don't see El Grande because he's still pretty banged up from the match that for us happened last week. But I believe this was actually taped, as we said so, the hour after. So I'm thinking it might be something more like that. But yeah, it could be something to do with him announcing a retirement and that this is going to be his job going forwards. People will be like, no, all this kind of stuff. But actually what it is it leads to like a story. Could be. Mr. Unfamiliar said, slow news day. How about we talk about how Tupac has come back to life to star in a 1915 Japanese video game with Snoop Dogg? Okay, you start because I've got no idea what you're talking about. So you start the conversation and I'll follow, yeah? That is a story that has passed me by. Death Metal Lad said, Mexico, they work the right leg and arm. America, they work the left leg and arm. Oh, what? Is that what he was referring to? About how they work a different arm and leg? That would be news to me, if that's what he was referring to. Daze, I've sent an image from the president from AAA. The image says Australian rules. You've sent an image from the president of AAA. I don't know if you've just sent something, but I don't have anything in my notifications. But it's fine. If you've seen it and you're telling me that that's what's happening, then that's fine. I've not seen it announced. It wasn't on that graphic that we looked at. But if that's what they're doing, fine. I ain't got no drama with it. Flamefist said, mine is A Secret of Mana on the SNES. It's the best game ever. It's the first JRPG I completed. Secret of Mana. I've heard of the game. I've never played a Japanese RPG. I don't even know if I've played an RPG, to be honest. That might be something that I'd like to do one day. Just see if that's a game that might kind of grab my attention. Might be a game that kind of, interests me. There's a lot of, classic games that I've never actually played. I mean, I've really never put any time into any sort of Zelda game, for example. And they're regarded as, the best of the best. So, I did do a little bit around a friend's house of, I think, was it Majora's Mask? Might have had a little bit of go on that. I think I could definitely get into those types of games. I'll tell you one game, actually, which I don't know if it's a role-playing game. It probably is. Fallout 3. I played Fallout 3, and I know that's like Grand Theft Auto style, but I really enjoyed the post-apocalyptic setup of that, and I really enjoyed that game. And, you've got, these monsters, these mutants that are coming after you, and there's a whole wasteland, and there's all these very interesting environments to explore. I suppose that's very Grand Theft Auto 3. I dealt with that quite well. That wasn't a problem. I didn't get bored of that. I think because it was so different to the real world, it didn't feel quite like when I was playing Grand Theft Auto. It felt like, I was having a different sort of experience. So, yeah, Fallout 3 was one that I put a fair few hours into. That was probably that might be the most recent game I've played, actually. Not very good I don't have a PS5. I did have a PS4, but I couldn't even tell you if I really played it. Yeah, I'm just not a big gamer, to be honest, but I do have an appreciation for it, and that's JRPG sounds like a style I would like to try. Did you see that in an indie match, Danhausen was putting a curse on his opponent, and his opponent pulled out a reverse Uno card? That was very creative, said Shining Wizards. Robbie said, now that I'm an Arsenal fan, I've been trying to learn the rules. There's a lot to keep track of, as so many positions. The things I do for women. Robbie, you might need to fill us in on that. Why is you becoming an Arsenal fan and learning about Arsenal? How does that connect to women? We read that about Ray. That is the best part of NCAA college football game, is that it is different to ours, says Chris. You can still do that on FIFA without spending money on players, said Dynasty. Telford said, located about 30 miles northwest of Birmingham and 15 miles east of Shrewsbury, Telford was originally created to help manage the population growth of the West Midlands. I love retro games. Skyrim is brilliant, said Bruce. Yeah, I know that's from the same team, isn't it, that did Fallout 3? Beth. It's from Beth. Beth did it. So, but I've never played it. That one, I don't know. That one's more like dragons, isn't it? Isn't that more like villages and dragons and Game of Thrones type, Hobbit stuff? I can't say that interests me as much as like post-apocalyptic, but yeah, I could definitely give it a go. Chris said, I might need to pick up a FIFA soccer game before the World Cup. Yeah, they're pretty fun, honestly. The new ones are not called FIFA, though, are they? They're EAFC or something. They lost the rights to it. But I don't know, man. I'm not crazy about like what I'm hearing about the newer versions. I like the old school ones. I don't even know if they've done an official World Cup game. Sometimes they do official standalone World Cup games. But then equally, sometimes it's like downloadable content for EAFC. They just download like, all the players and the tournaments and the stadiums and everything. Have they done one, actually? Can you get a World Cup 2026 video game? Have they actually created one? Well, there's FC 26. Oh, there is FC 26, the World's Game Edition. I'm sure there must be something, mustn't there? I don't know. Does anyone know? Anyone know where, if you can get a World Cup game? And normally, historically, they've always released one. But I've not seen any adverts for one this time around. I think, to be honest, it's probably going to be downloadable content for the latest EAFC game. But that's a shame if they've not, like... I used to get those. I used to like those. Right. People just live in GTA. They literally work in GTA 5, said Flame Fist. I could believe that. A lot of people put a lot of time into that. Same as Sims. When I was young, there was a lot of girls, particularly, that used to spend a lot of their time playing Sims. That doesn't seem to be as popular anymore. But yeah, there was a lot of people that used to play that and get all the expansion packs and everything. Lonnie said Masters of the Universe came out yesterday and it was really good. Okay, good. Bruce said, I've still got a Mega Drive and I own the video games, the wrestling video games. Yeah, I like the old wrestling ones. I mean, obviously, I've played those. Again, I got to say, I still think, granted, I've not played the last few, but I do still think that the older Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy, you know, those kinds of games are the ones that I really would want to go back and play. I'd take those over the more modern games. I think the more recent ones have been getting okay reviews, like Sevens and whatnot, but I don't know, man. I still don't feel the same sort of magic as what it like used to be, but it could just be me. You know what it's like. You kind of grow up, don't you, with the stuff that you grow up with, and you always think that's the best. And I am that way when it comes to video games. You know, I'd much rather have an evening of N64 and PlayStation and Mega Drive and SNES than, you know, sitting down and playing like PS5. So I like the retro stuff. Not that I've ever got any time to play it or anything like that, but I must admit they are releasing that new Evercade. It's got like a bigger screen. It's got like thumbsticks. And I was like, oh, that could be quite fun for Christmas. I could pop that on the old Christmas list. It's not out until, I think, November anyway. So I was like, And it comes with Banjo-Kazooie, which was like an N64 game. So I was like, that might be on the Christmas list this year. Chris said, Grand Theft Auto 6, I do the same thing. I just don't finish the missions after a few. I just end up beating up hoes. Okay. What, in real life, Chris? You shouldn't really do that, to be honest, buds. I would just stay with the game. Just probably explore the game rather than... That sounds like you need a bit of help. So, Chris, I'm sorry to hear that, bud. Robbie said, apologies. I arrived about 30 Monroe minutes late. I'm still adjusting to this new measurement of time. Very good. Very good. Majora's Mask is like my favorite Zelda game, said Oliver. You would love Fallout New Vegas, said Bruce. I think you're right, because I think that came out not long after 3, and then 4 came out after that. And I think you're right. I think I would love New Vegas. Never got around to playing it. Never completed 3. I mean, I think I'm about 50% through, which is not bad for me, to be honest. Not bad for me at all. Robbie said it's because Blake Monroe's an Arsenal fan. Oh, okay. Got you. Colin said, I just got a PS5 Pro. Talk about bank breaking. Well, you're ready, buds, for Grand Theft Auto. I mean, it's going to be the biggest entertainment release. It's going to break records. Everyone's going to be playing it. My brother wants to get a PS5 so that he can play that game. Yeah, get it. And I'm sure there's loads of other great games that have come out for it as well. So just see it as an investment. See it as an investment. Edward said New York Knicks are still winning since Danhausen has uncursed them, said Edwards. Chad Gable was my favourite part of the Mass versus Mass, said King Callum. He got a hero's reception yesterday, didn't he? We ended up watching that SmackDown, obviously, twice because of doing the 2 streams. And the pop that he got when he appeared on screen was so good. So, and deserved. Very much looking forward to seeing where they go with him now. People were asking, is he babyface? And it feels like the answer is yes. Has he left the American made? It feels like the answer is yes. But of course, it could always end up being a swerve. So we can't say 100%. But yeah, I hope they do something really good with him going forward. Felix said, Daze, I've made it. Felix, we've all made it. So shout out to you. Flamefist said Bethesda. I think I spelt it wrong. It's fine. It's Beth to friends. Carl said Halo 2 is the best retro game for me. Never got... I did actually get an Xbox, but like the original one. But I don't think I ever picked up Halo, believe it or not. So I've never actually played any of the Halo games. But again, I'm aware of them. Culturally, I know they were absolutely massive. So, yeah, just never been on the radar. It's just added to latest games, but under a different name, said Ian. It's added to latest games, but under a different name. Don't know where we were with the conversation on that. Is that to do with the World Cup game? eFootball has got the license now for old school Pro Evo soccer. Okay. It's not EA Sports anymore. I just want World Cup stuff, says Chris. It's download content, said Telford. Right. People are saying it is a download thing. Renee, shout out to you. Appreciate it, Renee. I hope you've had a good day. Carr said Netflix have announced that they're going to make a World Cup game, right? I think you'll see everyone jumping on the bandwagon now. Everyone's going to go World Cup crazy because it's so close. We're about 4 days away from Mexico kicking off the tournament. America, I think, play... when did they play? The Friday, is it? I think. Are they on when SmackDown's on? When do USA get their first... Oh, God, that could be a problem. USA play on Saturday at 2 a.m, which is my time, which means that's an hour into SmackDown. So USA are going to play at the same time as SmackDown. Did we know this? Did anyone know this? USA, Paraguay, Saturday, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's my time. And SmackDown starts at 1 in the morning. So that means an hour into SmackDown, USA are playing Paraguay in the World Cup in their first game. Unless I'm making some sort of error, but I can't see that I'm making an error. Obviously, we'll be doing SmackDown, but oh my God. That's a big game as well because, you know, USA-Turkey is going to be a very close game. I think USA might get a result against Australia, but I think USA go through, right? I think in this group, you need to get a win somewhere to make sure that you at least finish third. And I think your win could come against Australia. Turkey might be a draw. Turkey could even edge it. I mean, then they're not a bad team, Turkey. Paraguay, not sure. I mean, I could see USA taking this like 2-1, something like that. And if you look at the percentage, USA are favourites. 48% chance for USA, 24% chance for Paraguay, 28% chance of a draw. So USA are going to be favourites. I think if you win this first game, you set yourself up really well. Really, really well. I mean, ideally, you don't want to finish thirds. If you finish fourth, you're out. So you've got 3 games. You'll play Paraguay, Australia, Turkey. Whoever, they'll all play each other. Once all of those games are done, whoever's bottom is out of the World Cup. If you're third, you might be out. It depends how the other third place teams have done because the best 8 go through. So third is a bit dodge. Top 2 go through, definitely. So you want to get a couple of wins. If you can beat Paraguay and Australia, lovely. Anything you get from Turkey is a bonus. So tricky little group, actually, because there's not a team there that I think USA are going to get destroyed by. But each game's going to be a bit of a fight. Each game is going to be a bit of a battle. But you should have enough to get through and get wins. You could end up winning all 3, to be honest. I think that Turkey game's going to be tricky, though. So, yeah, there we go. That's... I didn't realise. America's first game at the World Cup is going to be early Saturday morning for me. Late Friday night for you in America. This is the first game. I know a lot of people won't care, but we're doing this. This is what we're doing right now for a second. We're going to talk about Mexico because this is a AAA stream and it's very Mexican, right? So this is the show opener. This is the one that's going to launch everything. It's not the most exciting of games, to be honest, because Mexico are a host nation, so they've been chosen to kick off the event. That's fine. Bit of a shame it's against South Africa, because I don't think South Africa are the strongest opponents. This should be a pretty comfortable 2-0 win or something for Mexico. In Mexico, could be 3-0. I would expect them to get the win here. Should be straightforward. If South Africa get a draw or something, that'll be a big shock. A win would be like, oh my God. So yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. 2-0, 3-0 Mexico. They've got a 67% chance of winning, 21% chance of a draw. South Africa just 12% chance of winning this one. So yeah, this is Group A: Mexico, South Africa, South Korea, and Chechnya, which was formerly known as the Czech Republic. So they are kicking things off. That is Thursday. That is 8 o'clock my time, which is going to be 3 o'clock Eastern time, 3 p.m. I'm 5 hours ahead of you in America, if I'm speaking to you in America. So that's the show opener. Mexico kicking things off. There is actually a way of England and Mexico meeting in this tournament, you know. People have mapped it out, and there's a very, very good chance if things go the way they should go, that actually in the later rounds it would be England versus Mexico in Mexico. Shout out from Vegas, said Shane. Hello, Shane. Appreciate it, bud. Do you still stream UFC, or are you focusing more on wrestling? So, yeah, I get asked this question from time to time. So, always been a fan of UFC. Continue to be a fan of UFC. We will be doing some UFC stuff. I mean, there is obviously the White House show coming up. There is Conor's return coming up. But the problem that we've had is that, I don't know why, but TKO are putting on WWE shows at the same time as UFC shows now. And that was not the case a few years ago. A few years ago, it was WWE running on a Sunday. UFC would run on the Saturday. And so that meant that even if it was a wrestling weekend, we could still do both. And we did that many, many times. They did not interfere with each other. So it just meant Saturdays, we just knew what we were doing. Saturdays was UFC. And Sundays was, you know, maybe wrestling if it was on that weekend. And we did that for years and years and years. But they changed it a couple of years ago where it actually became wrestling on a Saturday. And I tried to do it actually where we did UFC on this channel, and then on the Wrestling Escape Pod channel, we actually did the wrestling over there, and Tommy Toy Travels did a watch along for that a few years back. And it didn't work. It didn't work. I mean, we are week in, throughout the week, all the time, a wrestling channel. So really, when you get to the big wrestling show, for us to not do it and do UFC instead is, I think everyone can understand, a bit quite crazy. So I have to prioritize the wrestling. It was a lesson learned a few years ago that I have to, if they're going to clash, I have to prioritize the wrestling. So yeah, that was a big turning point for me and for the channel. So it's not a case that I don't want to do it or that I don't still love it or anything. It's just a decision that has to be made, and that decision was made that yeah, we have to go with the wrestling. But where we can get to the UFC, I do still want to try and get to it. I think the TKO have made sure nothing else is on the weekend of the Freedom White House event, right? And so, obviously, as a result, we can do that. And I think they've done the same for the Conor thing as well. But really, other than that, it's like, I just can't really commit to it as much anymore. And as a result, I just totally expect all the people that used to join us, because we used to have a really good UFC community. I'd expect them to have moved on to other channels and, you know, found other places. So heartbreaking, honestly. It's not a choice I wanted to make, but that's the world, isn't it? That's the way it goes sometimes. We had a really good run. Really, really good run. But yeah, we'll still look to do it where we can. Definitely still look to bring it in where we can, but just a real shame that I don't know why it had them collide that way. Do we think we get to play a match on the White House lawn, said Shining Wizard? I wouldn't think so. Apparently, he's tempted to not even take down that structure, isn't he? he's quite tempted to just leave that structure up. So, you know, that might be there forever now. That is your Eiffel Tower now. Don't all the FIFA games have World Cup features? Don't all the FIFA games have World Cup features? I don't know. Maybe they do. I don't play them anymore, but I think it'd be difficult because you would need to have all the official licensed stadiums, and you'd need to have like all the mascots and the artwork, and do you know what I mean? The official teams. And obviously none of that gets announced until a certain time. The stadiums don't get worked out who's playing where and what the groups are like and all of that. So, I'm sure there is a feature in the games, yeah, of course, to do like a World Cup. But if you want it specifically to be about this World Cup with these players, these stadiums, these mascots, this ball, because obviously this is the official World Cup ball, the official like graphics, whatever the font style is and all that stuff, then that's going to need to be a standalone game or a download. But from what people are saying, it sounds like it's a download. Chris Collin said FC26 has got a World Cup mode that's been added, but it's just called the World's Game. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? That is annoying. What is the most random country that you won the World Cup with? I managed it with Angola. I don't know that I've really ever done that, to be honest. I mean, normally when I play FIFA, I tend to just play as England and just, you know, play like a few tournaments and try and win with England. I'm not very good when it comes to like the actual football games. I've never really put time into FIFA. You know, you've got all these people that just do nothing but FIFA content. I mean, that's not been me. I just like enjoy playing like the game, and you know, if I can get England to win the World Cup, then I'm thrilled. I think I might have tried with Qatar because it was such a weird name that I think I might have played as Qatar like a few times when I was young and tried to do well with them, but I can't remember ever winning the World Cup with them. But I would say that's probably the weirdest team that I've ever played at, but I couldn't say I've ever won the World Cup with them. Maybe the Rey Mysterio announcement is going to be a AAA World Cup because we haven't had one since 2023. Could be, Carl. Yeah, could be. I'm actually quite surprised that they've not tried to capitalize on the World Cup because the buzz is absolutely everywhere. And it's only going to get louder and louder as we, get into next week. And so you think about all the people that are searching World Cup on X and Facebook and TikTok. I mean, it's the global game. It's the most popular sport in the world. This is the big tournament, right? Everyone's tuning in. Everyone around the world is excited. Well, I say everyone. A lot of people are excited, right? We're talking billions, not millions, billions of people are excited and going to be tuning in and watching at some point. You would think that WWE would want to somehow get in on that. Somehow. And we've seen them do it before. They've done a World Cup tournament before where they get wrestlers from different nationalities into a tournament. I say that. I mean, was it 2018 when we did the World Cup thing? And I think everyone that was in it was American. I think they did have people like Rey Mysterio in there who is actually born in America. So I'm sure he's got a Mexican nationality now. I'm sure he has got Mexican nationality. But I think when you technically looked at where everyone was born, they were all born in America. And you're like, it was a good try. It was a good try. It's like the World Series. It's like the Super Bowl. They were all from America. So I don't know. I think there is definitely an opportunity there to kind of capitalize on just the sheer noise that's going to be made. That you could, get some bonus engagements and all of that by, doing something with the World Cup. Even if it is at AAA or NXT. I also like the Witcher series, said Tyler. I know that the game got really good reviews. Was it the last game? I know that got really, really good reviews. Never played it. Same as Red Dead Redemption, actually. I know that got crazy reviews, and I've never played it. That's more like the Wild West, isn't it? Witcher's based on a book, but I'm not sure. I don't know if it's like some sort of lore, you know? I think it's like some sort of god thing. I'm not sure. I know it's based on a book. My ex actually was a big fan of the Witcher books, and she was very excited for that game. And it was very good, won loads of awards. I don't get why TKO does that, said Chris. I enjoy UFC, but not as much as WWE. Maybe they think it just doesn't have crossover appeal. I think that's exactly what they think. I think in their minds, WWE is family content. UFC is, you know, for the lads older, like, you know, in your 30s, 40s, kind of maybe 20s. Whereas WWE, maybe that's more teens and below. And, of course, there is crossover. But I don't think they believe that it's huge. So they, you know, are quite happy to just run the shows at the same time. I don't get it. It seems like even if it's just a small crossover, it seems to me like you'd want to still avoid it. But, yeah, no. They've been running them at the same time. And there's been a lot of WWE shows as well. I mean, if you think about Saturday night's main event, NXT, 2-night events like SummerSlam coming up or WrestleMania that we just had, just the monthly PLEs as well. And there's loads and loads of wrestling that goes down on a Saturday now, which is good for us because it means we've got something to stream on a Saturday. But saying that, we would never struggle because if there was no wrestling, then of course we would do UFC or we could do boxing. There was, I think, honestly, there's been one weekend where I could have done... There's two weekends where I could have done a non-wrestling thing. There was one weekend just before WrestleMania where there was a UFC show, and I decided I wasn't going to do it because I wanted to get ready for WrestleMania. I wanted to get the graphics sorted, the stream set up. I just didn't feel ready for WrestleMania. And so I decided not to do that for that reason, but I could have done that. So there was that one. And then there was the Ronda weekend where she fought the other week on Netflix. And I decided that I was going to do AAA instead. I wasn't getting asked for Ronda. People weren't really asking. It wasn't a UFC event. It was on Netflix. To be honest, she ends up winning in like 20 odd seconds. So I must admit, I looked at the result and I was like, I'm pretty glad I didn't spend the whole night researching that, talking about that, and then it's done in 20 odd seconds. I know that the undercard had, you know, some better stuff that was on it, but I decided to do, I think we did AAA instead, and it was a great show. So yeah, there's been a couple of weekends this week where we could have, but yeah, those big shows, those big UFC shows, not been having the opportunity to get to them, so very frustrating. I won the World Cup with Vatican City, said Dort Knight. That might not be a true story. I was going to say, I don't think they've got a team or that you even can. So, respect. I was going to say each member gets a team, and then when the winner is the winner, said Chris. Oh, what, like a sweepstake kind of thing? That could be fun. I mean, that could be fun. You know, everyone gets a team on the members thing. Yeah, that could be fun. We could maybe talk about that on Monday. I think we should be able to get a stream in on Monday for the members. Because, I don't know, where are we Monday? Are we still on the European tour? I don't know if we're off the European tour. Doesn't really matter, because Raw, it should be a case that we are back to normal, because Raw's only one stream, isn't it? We don't have to do the two. Raw on Monday is in Paris, so Raw on Monday will start early, but that's okay, because we'll do the show, and then, you know, hopefully we can fit in maybe a members after. It might be a bit late, though. That's the only down. It might be a bit late because we got to do the breakdown, we got to do opinions. That's the only problem. I seem to remember last week actually that was the situation. Raw was early, and even though there wasn't a second viewing, when you've done the breakdown and you've done the opinions video, it does push it quite late. I'll have to think about that. But good news, SmackDown next week is back in America. And then the Raw after that is in America. The SmackDown after that is in America. So, we've got a couple of weeks where we are back in America for the shows. So that'll help. I think Chris was going to just expand on it there. Chris said, Daze, would you like to join our World Cup Fantasy League? Well, I don't really have a team, to be honest. I mean, I could do. If you've got the code, just ping it over. I've got a team that I'm doing with my brother, but that's not a team that I'm, proud of, that I'd want to battle against anyone else. Because what I'm doing with my brother is we bought some stickers, and we said, right, here's 8 packs of stickers. You don't know what players are in. They're the World Cup stickers. And you got to pick a team out of those. So, I mean, the team's rubbish. It's not a team I would choose. And his team's rubbish, and it's not a team he would choose. But it's he had to pick from the players we had. So I'm doing that as a little fun thing with my brother. That's not a team I'd want to enter into any other league, because it's not a team that I think's got any chance of winning, to be honest. But it was just a little fun way that me and my brother thought that we could start the game off, So, yeah, ping me the code. I don't know if I'm going to get a proper team sorted. I don't know. I genuinely don't know if I'm going to do a proper team. I might just be satisfied doing that with my brother, to be honest. And don't forget, I'm not going to get a chance to watch a lot of the games because of, the streams and all of that. So, yeah, I don't know. I think the fantasy game is really, really good. Really good if you're kind of got a little bit of an interest in the World Cup, but you're not, there's the hype there, but I'm not sure. If you play the fantasy game, then what happens is you'll tune into matches, supporting your player. You'll have a player that you've picked, and if they score, you'll get points. And if they assist, that you'll get points. And all that stuff, So you sort of tune in just rooting for your player, really. Hoping that your player gets a goal or sets up a goal or whatever it might be. I think you get points for successful amounts of passes and all this stuff. So it's really good for that. It does make the games where your country isn't playing a lot more engaging. So, all of a sudden the Mexico game looks a lot more interesting. The Netherlands game looks a lot more interesting because you might have a player or two that are playing that you're rooting for. So I think that's a little fun tip, to be honest. I think that it previously with World Cups and tournaments, I found that does make it a bit more engaging. Chris said, I'll have a look at it tomorrow. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea, Chris, honestly. I think the fantasy games are really good, really fun, and well worth getting into. If you want to do it, it's on the FIFA website. I think if you just search FIFA fantasy game, it should bring it up. And basically, you've got 100 million. You pick the players. Even if you don't know anything about football, you can sort of change it so it tells you who the most selected players are. And so that helps. And obviously, if people are expensive, they're going to be better. So you can sort of, even with no knowledge, put a team together. So yeah, it's football fever is here. Who Dat Saints J? Thank you, my friends. Firing in some gifted memberships. I really appreciate it, buds. I really do appreciate it. So shout out to Who Dat Saints J. Kind of snuck past that, to be honest. I didn't see, I think I was still trying to catch up with some of the old messages. So, yeah, I appreciate that. But I appreciate everyone that's joining us tonight for this show. Obviously, it's not got the same excitement, the same craziness as last week, but should still be a really, really good watch. Have to see what Rey Mysterio has got to say. Obviously, we've got the women's tag match. We've also got the Fatal 5-Way. So, as I said, I think it'll be about an hour. I'm expecting this thing to go about an hour. Pat said Red Dead is an incredible story. Some people have edited it into a movie. If you've never played but enjoy good things, then you should check one of them out. Well, do you know what, Pat? I do enjoy good things. I tried bad things and I didn't enjoy them as much. But I do enjoy good things, so that does sound like it's right up my street. Basically, they turned it into a 6-hour movie, says Pat. Tyler said, do we miss any comments? Assassin's Creed and Sniper Elite are the two best series in video games so far. Assassin's Creed and Sniper Elite. I mean, I know I've heard of Sniper Elite. I'm guessing it's about snipers. Assassin's Creed, I know, is set in different time zones, isn't it? So each game kind of goes to a different period, like the Renaissance or whatever. Never played it, but I could believe it to be fun. I don't really understand the game, to be honest. It's not like Grand Theft Auto, is it, where you can go anywhere? But there is an element of freedom to it. So is it more like, I don't know, it's like a platform where you're progressing through the level, but you haven't got as much freedom as Grand Theft Auto? I've never played it. I don't know. It's, again, it strikes me as being something that's quite big. It's going to take up a lot of time. I think I like games that are done in like 5 hours. I think I like games that are done. You know, this is why I like Mega Drive, because I've never completed most of those games, but I hear a lot of them can be completed within a day or two, you know? And that appeals to me. But even with that knowledge, I still will never complete them, you know? I've still never completed Sonic. I should really, in my life, sit down and go, you are going to finish this game. You're finishing this. You are going to get to the end screen of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Because I've played it a lot. You know, I used to love playing the 2-player game on it. I love I tell you, there's a level in Sonic 2 where you get Sonic into the slot machine and it goes, and the thing go round and you can win rings. I just keep going in that. It's addictive because you can keep winning loads of rings. And I don't know what you do with the rings. I think if you get 100 rings, you get another life. And sometimes you might get like instant death. It's a bit of a gamble. But, like, I just spend too long on that, and then I never complete the level. I've run out of time in real life, and it's time for me to go. Dad said, Eddie Hall, Tommy Fury, Misfits next weekend. I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I'm not sure what next weekend is. Is it the UFC thing next weekend? Is it Freedom? Freedom! Yeah, that's next weekend. It's the White House next weekend, so that is very much what we're doing. So yeah, it's a weird show actually. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights. So a bit of a weird one. 7 fights. Starts at 1 a.m. UK time. No. I mean, normally with UFC you've got 5 on the main card, 4 on the undercard, that's 9, and then 2 on the early prelims. You've normally got at least 11 fights. Depends how many prelim fights they've got, but normally it's about 11, 12. This is 7. Just 7 fights on this one. Oh, God, that's a dream, actually. Only 7 fights to have to do research for. Oh, that's a gift. That's a goddamn gift. And certainly when, you know, a lot of these are the big names, a lot of ranked fighters here as well. I mean, the first fight of the night is Diego Lopez, ranked number 2 in the featherweight division. So it's not like people we don't know about or ever heard of. Card is a bit weird, to be honest. The card is a little bit weird. There is a lot of American fighters on it, though, as you would imagine. I mean, they have got Gaethje, they have got O'Malley, they have got Derek Lewis, they have got Michael Chandler, they have got Bo Nickel, Steve Garcia. So they have got some big names. But like the co-main event is Alec Pereira against Cyril Gane. It's a big fight, actually, that, though. That's a big fight. That's for the interim heavyweight championship. So, I mean, that's a big match. Obviously, the current champ's Tom Aspinall, but we're not going to get too much into UFC. But, yeah, that's going to be our focus next weekend. Looking forward to that. That'll get a lot of extra attention as well, won't it? Because of that structure being set up on the White House lawn. Andy said, who do we think's going... We're all over the road on this stream, aren't we? We're talking UFC, we're talking World Cup, we're talking WWE. We go wherever. We're talking video games. Who do we think's going to win the World Cup? I think it's really hard to see how anyone beats Spain. I think that they've got it all. I mean, the thing with Spain is they used to just pass it around and never really penetrate, right? We were talking yesterday about DP, but that was always Spain's problem, is they couldn't even do 1P, right? Let alone 2P or DP. So, yeah, they just really struggled to penetrate. But actually what we've seen now is obviously they won the Euros. They've got Yamal. They've got Nico Williams. They've got some players now that can really kind of get through and make a breakthrough. And it seems to have just unlocked the door. So, you know, I think the challenge for them is going to be France. I think the challenge for them is probably going to be as well Portugal. I mean, those, I say, are the two tricky teams for them. England have got a chance. The thing with England is... I'm not. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. They have not won a tournament since '66. They've got some great players. They've got a great manager. They've got a great chance. They've got quality. But we need to see it. We need to see it. I mean, they got to the final of the Euros a couple of years ago, but it was an easy path, or easier. They didn't have to play any massive teams. They had to go and beat, like, the Ukraine, and then they had to beat Denmark, you know? They did beat Germany, but Germany are not the Germany of old. So you sort of look at England, and you're like, well, that Euros, they didn't have the hardest path, and they got to the final, and then they lost. And then they got to the Euro final, and that was awful. They played awful. They just kept playing awful in the games, but they just kept managing to scrape through. And, I think one was on penalties, one was a goal in extra time. They just kept finding a way, but they played awful. It's hard to go, yeah, England are going to win this, because we just haven't seen those great performances. I'd love to see England just beat Spain. Do you know what I mean? 3-2, something like that, in 90 minutes. Then go toe-to-toe with Brazil. But I can't sit here and give you loads of examples where England have done that. Even though they've got a great manager, even though they've got great players, there's just not loads of examples of where England have done that. So England, I think, have got a chance, but they've got so much that they've got to prove. I couldn't pick them as the winners. So, but, I'm going in rooting for them, of course, hoping that they can get it done. But no, I can't say I'm sitting here expecting them to win it. I'm not even expecting them to get to the final. I think if they do end up facing Portugal, I think they could be done. You know, Bruno Fernandes could rip us apart. Ronaldo can always provide just a moment of magic that just unlocks you and bang, goal. You know, I'm not as worried about Ronaldo as I would have been. But yeah, I think Portugal definitely are the dark horses. I think they're worth a shout. I tell you, there's something poetic actually about Messi and Argentina winning the last World Cup, and now this World Cup being won by Ronaldo and Portugal, and this being kind of his crowning moment. And they've got the team to do it as well. They've got seriously good players. I don't really understand why their ranking is as low, or their bookies have got them as low as they are. I think if you want a little dark horse bet, they're a really good dark horse bet. Really good dark horse bet. And it's not often. I mean, I can't even remember the last time a country won a World Cup back to back. So that's going to be tricky for Argentina to repeat. It's hard to win the World Cup. So to do it twice in a row, it's going to be hard. France are there, Spain are there, Portugal are there, Argentina are there. England, you can mention them, but we need to see it. If they start the tournament well, looking good, they'll go up in my estimation, you know. Really good result against Croatia, 9 points in the group, really good performance in there. All of a sudden, there'll be this excitement, and they might do it, you know. There'll be this momentum, but we need to just get going. So, yeah, that first game with Croatia is going to be really interesting. That first England game, can they look good? It's okay to sort of grow in the tournament. It's okay if it's not the greatest performance, but yeah, can they get the win and look like there's a bit of a threat there, something to build on? So I am going to go Spain as the winners. I'm going to say France and Portugal are the two teams that will push them to the limit, with Portugal being that sort of outside bet. I don't know how different that is to other people. A lot of people are saying France are going to win. And they absolutely have got a chance to do it, yes. They won the World Cup, then got to the final. I do just wonder, though, if their luck's going to run out a little bit. They didn't do as well in the Euros, for example. They didn't get to the Euros final a couple of years ago. I mean, if France are this amazing team, you do sort of look at the fact that they didn't win the Euros recently. Spain did. And that was the last tournament a couple of years ago. So you do go, okay, I get that they've got great players, but collectively they've got to be this amazing team. And I mean, you'd expect them to have, done better in the Euros. So I'm gonna lean Spain. I like what I'm seeing from them. Seems like it's their time. Plus, Spain just hammered England women 4-0 yesterday. Spanish football just seems to have it all worked out at the moment. Big Time said, with GTA 5, I enjoy the casual driving and going to the barbers. Okay. Well, you would love real life. It sounds to me like you would love real life. Get in a car, you can do all those things. I like going to dinner to a restaurant with the wife. Can you even do that, can you? You can get married, get a wife, and go to a restaurant. Jesus Christ. I might need to get GTA. I'm gonna get GTA, and then I'm gonna become a wrestling streamer and just stay indoors in GTA and just stream. But I might have a pet giraffe because I haven't got one of them. So I need something different. So I might be a wrestling streamer, but one that has a pet giraffe in the house called George. So you like going to the restaurant with the wife. You like playing tennis. You like going bowling. You like to go to strip clubs. Sorry, is this in the game or is this real life? You like driving and stopping at traffic and staying in lane. Honestly, it is like a second life, isn't it? It really is. Yeah, well, I understand. It's like an escape from the real world into a completely different world. And I think that'll be more true than ever with this game, of course. So I can't wait to watch the reviews. I can't wait to see exactly what you can do, and the places you can go, how much freedom there is. I mean, this game has took so long to build. I've got to think that it's got to be at the absolute cutting edge, hasn't it, of what you can do with a video game. And I mean, I don't even know how big the game's going to be, like file wise. How many gigabytes? Would it even fit on a Blu-ray disc? How much can you fit on a I don't know that there's any bigger than a Blu-ray disc. Is there? What does the PS5? What's the game disc for a PS5? Game disc format. That's the word I'm looking for. It's Ultra HD Blu-ray. They are allow a massive of up to 100 gig. So you can only get 100 gig onto an Ultra HD Blu-ray format. So does that mean they've got to get it all onto one disc? It cannot be any bigger than 100 gig. That seems very limiting. Storage in general is going to be very limiting. I mean, in my mind, this thing's going to be like 300 gig, you know? I don't think they've announced, have they, as to how many discs it's going to be. There's been other games that have had to have a few discs. Wasn't it like Final Fantasy VII had like multiple discs? 100 gig on a PS5 disc, apparently. We're well off track. I don't mind. Big time. Shout out to you. I'm looking forward to the reviews. Chris said, not a Bills fan, but I am a fan of a team in the division, the Pats, says Chris. Daze, did you watch England or the cricket today? Not loads. I mean, to be honest, I was pretty shattered after yesterday. We did the 2 streams, we did the breakdown, we did the opinions video. I had all of that done. From the moment we started our first stream to the moment everything was finished, it had been going about 13 hours. And then obviously I just had a few other bits to catch up with, like what news has happened throughout the day and stuff like that. And of course, Casey was on my case about, why haven't you updated the stream thing? So I did that as well. So things along those lines I did. And at that point I was like, conked out. So I did get up and have something to eat, and I watched a little bit of the England game, but I've still not seen the goal. England played a friendly today. It didn't matter. Just won 1-0 against New Zealand, but it was really more about fitness than anything else, so whatever. But I have not seen the goal. And the cricket didn't really happen, did it? I saw that they came out and there was a little bit of play. England got a couple of wickets. New Zealand, who were playing, got about 20-odd runs. And, yeah, I mean, brilliant for England. A couple of wickets and 20-odd runs conceded. Brilliant. So, have to hope the weather's better and maybe get that wrapped up tomorrow. But, bad day there with rain. So, yeah, I'm aware of those things. I'm aware of the scores and what's happened. But no, I didn't get a chance to watch much of it, no. Chris said, I don't think we've got a chance to get a sticker book over here in America. Oh, you should have a sticker book. I'd be shocked if you didn't have the official World Cup sticker book. That thing's printed and sent out globally as far as I know. So it's a big thing here in the UK. Like every time there's a major tournament, the sticker album comes out. And when you're a kid, you know, you get a couple of packs from the newsagents and you'll look at the players and put them in the book, go to school with your swaps and you'd swap them on the playground. And I mean, that was a big thing when I was young. The sticker album and swapping stickers with people. One of my fondest memories actually was 1996. The Euros were in the UK, in England. And there was this, like a cigarette box. And in it was a mini fun-size Snickers. And also in there was some football pogs. Don't know if you ever had pogs. But they were like cardboard discs. And it had the footballer on of whatever nation they played for. And in there you got a big plastic slammer. And the way that you play pogs, my understanding is that you put your pogs down. Another person puts their pogs down. You get your slammer. And you sort of slam it on the stack, and whatever falls off the stack is yours to keep. And then they have a go, and you have a go. And so you kind of, you know, that's how you sort of play the game. So never really played that game. It was never a game that you ever played, but you just wanted to collect all the players. And yeah, that was like, that had an album. I don't know how you stuck them in the album. I don't know if you had to get glue and stick them in or something. I never stuck them in. But each page had, like, you know, the spot for the pog where you could maybe stick it in. I never did. But like that was a fun memory. Picking up a pack of those in a cigarette type box, and you had your little fun Snickers, and you got your Pogs, and you collected them, whatever. So that sort of culture of collecting stickers or something connected to a World Cup or your European Championship, whatever, that's kind of goes all the way back to when you're a kid. So yeah, when the sticker album comes out, the official sticker album for the World Cup, it's always like, oh, I might collect the stickers this year. Although they worked out, if you want to complete the album, it's over £1,000 apparently. Crazy. Could you imagine if they did that for WrestleMania? That would be so good. If like each year they did a sticker album, doesn't need to be massive, but like just each page is like Rhea versus Jade. So you've got to get the Rhea sticker, the Jade sticker, and then it's just like maybe 6 stickers for Rhea showing some of her best ever moments, 6 stickers for Jade showing some of her best ever moments, which might be a challenge. And then like you go to the next page, you got Oba, Brock, you got to get them stickers. And at the front page, you got the stadium sticker, the logo sticker, probably a Triple H sticker because he'd need to be in there. So you get that as well. And like, you know, you've got basically, and imagine that if you had like going all the way back to WrestleMania 1, going all the way through to each WrestleMania. Is that a business opportunity? Is there something in this? Could you go to WWE and go, we want to make stickers, and you open up the packs and, you know, you could do like a WrestleMania 1 version, WrestleMania 2, sort of work your way through. And then like you could have a whole collection of the sticker albums of all the previous WrestleManias. That would be hard though, wouldn't it? Because how are you going to do Benoit? And, you know, what we don't know what's going to happen with Vince, do we? And the whole... That's where it gets tricky. If you exclude it, it's going to feel like something's missing. But if you include it, it's going to be very controversial. So that's where it would get tricky. Perhaps it'd be better to just start now, you know, and just include like the current ones. So I want to do a sticker album for next year's WrestleMania. And, you know, you kind of work out, right, I want it to be 100 stickers that you got to collect. You get 5 in a pack. Pack's going to cost $1.50. And, you know, you kind of work it out that way. I wonder if that would work. I wonder if that would be something people would be interested in. That kind of culture is big over here for the World Cups. The downside of buying games digitally is you can't resell them when you finish playing them. Some people like to collect games. I would rather get a physical copy all day versus download instead. I think it's a good point. Yeah, I agree. Chris said, I've got an album and some stickers if anyone wants them. Oh, Chris, giving stickers away right now. Bishop said, Daze, I'm intrigued to see where we're going to go with Chad Gable. Where do you think we're going to go? Well, my feeling right now is he's going to be a babyface. I think he's going to be competitive. I could see him winning a mid-card championship. I, to my knowledge, don't think he's ever won a mid-card championship. But I could see it being a case that he gets a run with a mid-card belt. I think the template is there for him to be amazing in-ring, putting on great matches like we know he can, and then maybe having a bit of a laugh and a bit of fun backstage so he's not just overly serious. There's momentum with him. I think they absolutely should capitalize on this momentum, and I don't think anyone would mind. I don't think it happens this year, but maybe just keep him booked consistently. Use him well. Use him in the mid-card. Have him do matches with Ilya and Carmelo and Sammy and, you know, all those kinds of names. Johnny Gargano. They'll cook. They'll bang. No one's going to doubt that. And, you know, get it so that people are excited for a Chad Gable match. And, you know, have him fun backstage. Put him in some fun stories. I don't know where we'll be this time next year, right? I mean, could it be that he's seriously in contention for Money in the Bank? Some might say that he's in serious contention now, but I don't know. For me, he's just done a whole lot of nothing on the main roster. And actually has built his name up in AAA. And so I would have him go through the mid-card first. I'd have him go through the mid-card. I'd have him be, you know, a good, credible champion, putting on good, consistent matches. I don't know that would be the open challenges. I don't think that's the only way that you can book people. But I think him getting into some interesting feuds with some heels. The problem is, I don't think you've really got many heels, actually. I mean, Trick Williams is so loved that he's a babyface. Ilya Dragunov's a babyface. Carmelo Hayes is a babyface. Johnny Gargano is in a coma. So I got no idea if he's a heel or a babyface. I don't know. We're probably lacking heels in that mid-cards. So if Chad's going to be a face, we've just got loads of faces, haven't we? We need some hated heels in there that we can have Chad kind of feuding with. So, yeah, I don't know if it's a big swerve, but if it is that he is this loved babyface, I'm like totally fine with that personally. Imagine if we sent pictures of Helen to him on Thursday, says Carr. I tried to find famous Helens, though. There's not loads of famous Helens. So that's hard, I think. That's difficult to find. I mean, there's Helen Mirren, but I mean, you can't keep sending loads of Helen Mirrens. You can also get the album as an app. And you can get free stickers, said Snark Attack. Yeah, I've opened up a few packs of stickers because, as we said, you know, I was picking a team to play against my brother. And it had, like, get your free digital thing. So, yes, you are correct. Appreciate you reminding me. There is a digital album as well. I don't know how I feel about that, though. I don't know. I'm still not quite with... Again, I'm trapped in the 90s and the 2000s, and that was obviously a very physical time. Physical music, physical media, DVDs, sticker albums. The idea of it being like a digital thing, I don't know. Don't know how I feel about it. It's probably better in regards to, like, not cluttering up your house. But, and it's probably the future as well. But, yeah, I can't quite make that jump. So 6 stickers of Jade looking good on her entrance before her match, said Rob. It would have to be something like that, wouldn't it? It'd have to be something like that. I can't think what her 6 great moments would be, actually. Probably her and Bianca. Probably her winning the title. Probably her standing with Michin and B-Fab over a fallen Rhea. Her entrance, that would be number 4. Maybe we just have 4 on her page. We just have 4. Just have 4 on it, it's fine. Do you know what I mean? Don't need 6 stickers for everyone. 4, we can get away with 4. We'll just give someone else a couple of extra spots. Roman can have a couple of extra. It'll be fine. We'll work it out. We'll work it out in production. We should have a Wrestling Daze pop-up book. Oh, hello. But I would be scared of what would pop up, especially on the William Hensey page. There would not be a William Hensey page. Dark Knight, hello, buds. I did get a WWF Panini sticker album in the 90s. It had Bret Hart on the front. Oh, did I ever get one of those? Because you are ringing a bell now. You are ringing a bell. Ooh. I mean, there is a sticker. I think they might have done a few. It says Merlin here. Yeah, it is ringing a bell. Oh my God. Do you know how expensive they are? I'm trying to see if I can find a good picture. Let's go over here. So, well remembered, because this had slipped my mind completely. Yeah, and you know, I do remember these, because I do remember having to try and get these big pictures of the 4 stickers to make up the superstars. I don't have them anymore. Oh, is this the one? That one, the 93 one. That was it was Merlin that did these. I wonder if were these in America as well? Is that the 94 one, maybe? Do you know, I think I had at least one of these, which I will have got from like a car boot when I was looking at a car boot. But, yeah, look, they've got all the shiny logos. Oh, expensive, though. Look at that. £260 for that complete sticker album. So you can buy complete ones, but they're like 200 odd quids. So they have done them in the 90s, but not for like WrestleMania, just like WWE, which is probably better, actually. It's probably better, isn't it? To just not focus on just one Mania, but focus overall. That's what the packs of stickers were like in 97. They did Panini ones in 97. I did not get them in 97. I don't even remember seeing them in 97, actually. I wasn't really doing the sticker thing in 97, but 93 with that one with Brett definitely rings a bell. Well remembered. I wish I had, oh my God, I've never even seen that. What year's that? What's that one? That looks, I mean, it's got Undertaker's and it's got Warrior. Is that 91 at a guess? I mean, Undertaker comes in right at the end of 90. So, I mean, it's not 93 because we know that's 93. It certainly ain't after that. So that's got to be, it can't be 90 because Undertaker arrives at Survivor Series 90 right at the end of 90. So that's got to be 91 or 92. Could be 90. But then what's that? Oh, that's 90. It says 90 there. That's the 91. So that was 90. That one maybe 91. That 92. Looks much older, doesn't it? That one 93. And that was the year before. That looks really basic. That honestly looks like something from the 80s to me. As soon as I saw that, I was getting like 86, 87 kind of vibes from it. But I think that might be like 91, 92. That's 90. That was 93. Wow. They don't do the 92 it was. Unboxing 92. Yeah, crazy. Crazy that they don't do these anymore. Someone should bring these back now. 2026 sticker book with wrestling. Oh my God, let's go. I'm here for that. Very, very good. Very well remembered because it honestly had slipped my mind. Dort Night honestly had slipped my mind. It was such a shame because I left home, like, obviously to go and work, and I've lived in Milton Keynes, I've lived in Ipswich, I've lived in Southampton, I've lived in Wolverhampton, I've lived in Birmingham, like I've lived in loads of different places. I've come back home to try and save some money, and you know, obviously it just works really, really well for me right now to do this. But when I left, my folks got rid of a load of wrestling stuff. They didn't think it was important. I lost so many magazines and cards and just old stuff they didn't think was important anymore. Oh, he don't need these. Like all my magazines and sticker albums and all that stuff just gone. Took to the tip. Just thrown away. Discarded. And now you look at like magazines that are worth like 20 odd quid. I mean, they got rid of, I don't know, £1,000 maybe. I don't know. I had loads of magazines. because that was something you could easily find at car boots. You could easily go to a car boot sale and find a copy of an older magazine. I mean, they were everywhere. And, I'd be looking at them going, oh, I've got that one. You kind of think now and you go, oh my God, I should have just bought them. Doesn't matter if I had them. I'd be sat on, like, if each one is worth like 20 odd quid now, and that's kind of what their going price is on eBay. But you don't think that way, do you, when you're a kid? I could have bought them for 20p, kept them, and then sold them many years later for like £20. I mean, that is a very good investment, right? So, I lost all of that. And sticker albums, I would have had at least one of those. I think it was the Brett one. I agree. I think that Brett one is one that I remember, that pink one. I'm sad now. Mr. Dow Jr. said, Daze, the UFC at the White House is next Sunday. Are you going to do a live stream? Yes. Who have you got winning out of Elia and Gaethje? I don't have anyone winning. But I have not looked into it. I don't know where we are. I don't know the form or anything like that. So I wouldn't be asking me any questions on it. My plan is to do the research for it this week and get it all set up for this week. But yes, we will look to do that next weekend. Dort Knight said we need to get a Wrestling Daze Hall of Fame sticker album. Oh my God, that would be so good. And I would definitely make Casey's picture the donut just to wind her up a bit more. Who Dat Saints J said, oh my God, what a throwback. I forgot about those sticker books. Same. Absolutely in the same boat. I've not even thought about those kind of sticker books or anything since the 90s. And I've not seen one for a long, long time because of the fact that all my stuff got chucked. Bishop said, I'm very intrigued to see where we're going to go with Chad Gable. A digital sticker album is just a diabolical idea, said Dort Knight. I'm also from that same time period, said Snark. It's better than nothing and it's free. Thoughts on the idea of Kiana James joining Fatal Influence, said Big Time. Wouldn't do it. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, you can have 4 people in a group, but I think the Fatal Influence dynamic is good. JC Jane is the leader. Fallon Henley, I'd say, is the co-leader. Lainey knows her place. I mean, she has not been in that group very long, so... you've got someone that can go after the mid-card belt, someone that go after the top title, or a mid-card if JC goes mid-card first. And obviously then you got Fallon and you've got Lainey that can go after the tag belts. If you bring Kiana in, is she gonna fall in line and listen to JC? Not sure she will. Is she going to be a co-leader? Don't know how that would work. JC ain't gonna fall in line and listen to Kiana. Maybe there's a way you could have Kiana be the manager because she's like a businesswoman. So perhaps it's like Kiana's the manager of the group and Jace's the leader. Maybe you could find a way forward with that. So I'm not saying I would hate it. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think that there is a way forwards, and I'd personally, if I had to do it, I'd probably put her in as the manager that sort of goes to Nick Aldis and negotiates opportunities and, gets JC opportunities, gets the girls opportunities. And, that's her role. And that, gives her a place. And she wrestles, of course. She's not just like Heyman. She obviously competes, and maybe she could get to a mid-card belt whilst JC goes after a world title. But I don't think I'd do it. I like the dynamic of Fatal Influence. I kind of like groups being about 3. 4 for me is the max. So it can be done, but yeah, it's not the direction I would look to go. I actually wouldn't be against having Kiana be a leader of her own sort of faction. I don't mind her having a couple of helpers, a couple of people that can sort of... I don't know that I would even have them necessarily be big future stars. Like when Jinder was champion, he had the Singh brothers. And I don't think anyone looked at the Singh brothers as being like big future stars or anything. I think I'd probably go like that. I think I'd have... I suppose in a way it's a little bit like what Jada's got. I mean, Jada's got Michin and B-Fab. It's hard to see Michin at this stage going on to be a world champion. She can do it, but she's been around for quite a while now, and it's never really found any forward momentum. And B-Fab obviously feels like, you know, she should be in NXT. It feels like there's a lot of girls in NXT right now that are of a higher level than what she is. So Jade has kind of got herself a group, and that group sort of feels like they might jump her eventually. Most groups do split that way, but it doesn't have the same feeling as Fatal Influence. Fatal Influence to me feels like 3 women that could all really make it. Whereas Jade's group, without being disrespectful, at the moment doesn't give me that same feeling. I wouldn't mind if Kiana had a couple of assistants, associates, you know, people that did her dirty work for her. People that, do you know who would have been quite interesting? Maybe Kaden and Katana. And the reason why I say that is because they were both quite small, and actually you could have drastically changed their look, took them away from the party vibe, put them into suits, completely changed their look. And actually that could have been very interesting. Those two kind of, because again, I don't think either of those are people you would necessarily look at and think are going to go on to be world champions. So it sort of presents Kiana as being the absolute spotlight, the absolute leader. Just like in Jade's group, all the focus is on Jade. You know, she is the star, right? The storm is coming. She's front and center. The spotlight is on her. I don't even know if we do that, actually, but if there was a spotlight in the ring, I would imagine it would be on Jade, and I wouldn't expect any of that spotlight to be on B-Fab or Michin. You know, I think if you did that with Fatal Influence, put the spotlight on JC, and it was not on Lainey or Fallon, I get the impression there would be some looks exchanged between Fallon and Lainey, where they would not be happy about being excluded. But I sort of feel like Kaden and Katana, if you put them in suits, kind of, you know, you'd have to get Kaden's hair kind of, you know, looking a little bit smarter, like more business-like. You know, you could see them not being bothered about being excluded. They kind of know the role that they've got. They're just there to support Kiana. They're employees. I could see that, actually. I could see that. I could see her saying to them, come and work for me. Perhaps Kaden and Katana were like, you know, losing, struggling, not getting the forward momentum they needed. Kiana goes up to him going, come and work for me. So then they become her employees. So she gets the spotlight. They're in the background. They're in smart suits. But of course, they can also go and attack people because they've got the ability to do that. I don't mind if she has that sort of Singh brother sort of support. Obviously, we don't have Kaden and Katana. And what was good about them was they were on the smaller size. And the optics of it, the dynamics are that if you are a little bit taller and you've got people working for you that are shorter, it does make you look bigger. This is why Heyman works so well. This is why Kathy has to take her shoes off and, you know, kind of spread her legs to get shorter whenever she's interviewing certain people, because they want the dynamic that the interviewer is. You don't want your interviewer to be taller than your wrestler. It looks weird. This is why sometimes we have to put shorter wrestlers onto boxes when they're being interviewed. The optics of it are quite important. So again, you know, if you want Kiana to stand out, put in a couple of girls with her that are shorter so that she looks bigger, gives off better optics. And this is where Kaden and Katana would have been good. Plus, neither of them you could see going on being world champion. So they don't overshadow Kiana. They could always turn on her and break away and go back to being a tag team. They could always do that, of course. And that may be what you would do when it's time for the group to end. But you couldn't really see, like, you know, any of them turning on her to go and be world champions. Or at least not at this stage. But we can't do that because they're not in the company anymore. So, yeah, I'm not sure as to where we go with Kiana. I'm guessing it's just going to be a normal singles feuds. But if you was going to move forward with her, I personally wouldn't put her in Fatal Influence. I think I'd look more in that direction. Fatal Influence are very refreshing, said Adam. A proper organic female faction that hasn't just been slung together just for the lack of a better idea. Yeah, I agree. I really like them. I really like them a lot. I think they are very talented. I think JC is a fantastic leader. I love the music. I love the presentation. I think they're all three of them are very credible. Their dynamic and chemistry together is very, very good. There was obviously some concern when Jasmine left because, you know, they kicked Jasmine out the group because she, I think, wanted more money than she was getting. And I think she misjudged it. I think she really thought that if she could sort of, I think she felt she was in a bit of a better position to request a pay increase than what she actually was. She asked for this money. WWE said no. And, you know, her contract ended up kind of reaching its conclusion and they were happy to part ways. I don't know if she regrets that now. I mean, it must be tricky for her looking at where Fatal Influence are on the main roster, knowing that she could have been in that spot, you know? I don't know who advised her on that, but whoever it was really messed things up. So yeah, Jasmine Nix, I don't know. That's a tough one to take that for her. But you know, Lainey Reed is a great talent. She's really hit the ground running. I think she's actually much better than people give her credit for. Not that people don't give her credit, but I just think people don't really know what she brings. But I've been really impressed with her work in the sort of tag matches, 6-woman tag matches and stuff. Her chemistry, her connection with the other members, you know, their moves are really slick. It's like bop, 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 you know, I'm going to do this, you do that, I'll do this. They've got some lovely tag sequences. So it's always a pleasure to watch Fatal Influence work as a team. I really like JC as a solo star as well. I think that Fallon and Lainey will work really well as a women's tag team as well. That's a team that I can really kind of support and get behind. I think they're going to be good, credible. Yeah, great breath of fresh air. I think you nailed it. Carl said, Daze, Dave in real life told me, he says hi. He did a live stream earlier with Leeds 2026. He's going to be back tomorrow with the William podcast at 7. Yeah, nothing but love for Dave. Dave obviously used to join us on a regular basis and of course can't now, understandably so, because he does his own sort of like wrestling streams and I wish him nothing but the best with those. Yeah, he's a good guy and he does like great toy hunts and he's kind of been a friend of the community and in our community for, oh my God, I don't know, honestly, goes back so far. It's a shame, honestly, that he can't sort of hang with us on a regular basis. He was always a very vocal community member, always chipping in, always up for a laugh. So, but yeah, I wish him nothing but the best, man. So absolutely send in positive energy back his way and hope that life is treating him well. If ever I see that they're live, I always try and pop in. So yeah, very good. Right, let's go down. That's what my mom did. Oh, hello. That's what my mom did. I just saw that. Yes, Chris said she threw out about 100 VHS tapes of WWE. Oh. I don't know if any of my tapes got thrown. I think they might have. I know that a good friend, an old school friend of mine, asked if they could borrow my WrestleMania tapes. And I was like, yeah, of course. You know, good friend. Had no problems doing it. Gave him like probably the first, 13, 14 WrestleManias on VHS. Never seen them again. And they were all the ones that I got from car boots and whatnot, you know. And never saw them again. Not that I need them now. And I don't even know that they go for much money anymore. But I was like, oh. But that's what happens, innit? That's what happens. You lend stuff to people and, you know, chances are you might not ever see it again. TJF said, Days, I am seeing Kiana being Chelsea's campaign manager. Oh, that works well. Being the president with Jordan Grace as muscle. Okay. Being in the Chelsea cabinet. I can vibe with that. You know, Chelsea is, the star. I think someone like Kiana that is sort of a manager can do that sort of admin work. I think that makes a lot of sense. I could vibe with that. Lainey is really good, said Joseph, and she fits in well. She is a factor on why they work so well and got called up. Maybe would not have happened with Nyx this way, says Joseph. Don't know, hard to say. I mean, the group was good with Jasmine. They had good chemistry with her. Obviously, Fallon is still Fallon and JC is still JC. But the group was still really, really good. So it's hard to say. I couldn't say. I can't give you a good reason why they wouldn't have called them up with Jasmine. Because I thought she was good talent. She had a good Pele kick. She worked at a good pace. She had good tag work. But I think Lainey has just come in and, just absolutely, seamlessly replaced Jasmine. And, yeah, you might even say that some of the tag work's even better now. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. It's a different timeline, isn't it? But either way, they're in a good spot. And I'm a big fan. I don't think they've got any new merch, have they? I keep saying I'm going to get a Fatal Influence shirt or something. But I think the last time I checked, they still only had one. And it had Jasmine on it. I don't think they had, unless there's a new one that's come out. Top sellers. Brunsonhausen shirt. Jalen Brunson. Newest items. GM. There's a GM Penta shirts. Okay, if I'm looking at this, might as well look together. So I've just gone for newest items. WWE shop. There's a GM Rey Mysterio shirt. Then we've got a Vikingo shirt. Then we've got an El Grande, the only El Grande shirt. So there, we've got that. The only El Grande shirt. That's quite nice. We got Mr. Iguana. We've got Le Parker. We've got Brunsonhausen. We've got a lot of AAA stuff, haven't we? He's big. He's bad. He'll body slam your dad. There we go. Look, we got a big, bad body slam your dad Mason Rook shirts. Balor Club, CM Punk, Oba. The Ruler. It's quite nice. We have got an El Grande with his partner. We got Bangaranga. Mass versus Man. Lots of El Grande bits. Beast returns. We got Scream for Me Page shirts. Got a Jordan Grace shirts. We've got some Ober Lesnar 2 Clash in Italy type stuff. Jade shirt. That's a nice Jade shirt. That's a nice Jade shirt. I don't hate that. If you was a fan of Jade's, I really like that. If you're a big fan of Jade Cargill, Jade with just a picture of her looking like a baddie, I don't hate that at all. I'm not getting it. I'm not a fan of Jade personally. Oh, Poison Pixie. I do like Candice. I feel like that's a bit big, actually. I feel like if that was shrunk down a bit more, it would be better. That feels a bit big. You see, the Jade one is big, but can you see there's room at the bottom? And even you've got the collar, there's just a little gap, not, a little gap there. Yes, it's quite wide and it is still big, but that feels like it fits the shirt. The Poison Pixie one, I mean, there's no gap between the collar and there's just nothing. I can't even get a finger in that gap. And look at it right down to the bottom. It just literally fills the whole shirt. I wish that was just shrunk down a little bit more. That feels a bit too big to me. Which is a shame because I do like Candice. And I'm not down on that shirt, but I couldn't get it. Still no Fatal Influence. I mean, make it make sense. Someone make it make sense. They've been on the main roster for a little while. They've made a really good impression. And still no new Fatal Influence shirt, which I just really do not understand. So those are the latest shirts that WWE have put out. There's some good designs there. I think the best design I saw was the Jade design, personally. That I think was my favourite. But I do like his beard, his bad, he'll body slam your dad. I just don't know when you'd wear it. Do you know what I mean? If I want to go down the local pub, it says he's big, he's bad, he'll body slam your dad. You might get some questions. Like, are you going to body slam my dad? I'm like, no, hang on. You've misunderstood. I'm not saying I'm going to body slam your dad. My dad's over there. Do you want to try and body slam him? And you turn around, there's some big dude at the bar like, you reckon you can body slam? I'm like, hang on, this is spiraling out of control here. Yeah? I think we all just sit, let's all just, it's just a shirt. Just calm down. Mentally, I'm picturing getting into those types of situation. Joseph said, speaking of Fatal Influence merch, I picked up the amazing triple signature poster that got sold at the NXT shows. I got mine on Whatnot. Whatnot? Is that a website? Whatnot. You got your whatnot.com. I've never even heard of this. It's a live shopping marketplace. I have never heard of Whatnot. I have never flipping heard of it. Oh, is this a TikTok thing? Is it? There's a lot of TikTok stuff here. Don't think I'll cope very well with TikTok. This will do my head in. Never heard of Whatnot, but yeah, the three of them signed. That'll be nice. I'd quite like to get that myself, actually. I don't think I could cope with Whatnot, though. That doesn't look like it's for me, to be honest. Right, how long we got? We got 40 minutes. Steve said, did you see Nick Khan was recently interviewed and discussed WrestleMania 40, claiming that the plans surrounding Cody, Roman, Rock and Seth were always part of the plan? Why lie about that now? Okay, I've not seen the exact quote. I've seen Dave Meltzer speak about it. I can't answer as to why he would be saying that now. I can tell you the first thing I thought, and it might not be correct, but he said that, you know, the WrestleMania plans didn't change. We did exactly what we planned on doing. And I don't think he's lying. I think that's true. I think that they did plan to do Cody versus Roman. And I think they also might have planned for The Rock to have come in and been a part of the tag match. Like, we know that Triple H like wanted Cody to finish his story at 40, because at 39 he was going to finish it there. But actually, rumors are Vince persuaded Triple H, no, stretch it out. And I think we can actually agree that was the right call, right? So I think Triple H's plan all along was, you won't get it at 39, but we're going to do it at 40. And so I think that was the plan. And I think that TKO did reach out to The Rock, or I don't know quite how it came about. And I think Triple H's plan for The Rock was to do a tag match, because The Rock had been out of action for so long, right? And, you know, a tag match protects him. He can team with Roman, and they can, you know what I mean? He can share out the workload. So I think The Rock being involved and being in a tag match, I think Cody and Roman, I think this is all correct, that this was the plan. And when I saw the quote, I did find myself going, yeah, he's not lying, actually. What he's saying is that we ended up doing what we always planned on doing. And I think that is actually true. They did end up doing what they always planned on doing. The only thing I don't know is, because I haven't seen the clip, so does he say that teasing the fans that The Rock was going to replace Cody, does he specifically say that that was also part of the plan? Because if he does, I've not seen that bit, and that's the bit I would be like, right, I don't really understand why he would say that or come out with that or try and make that the narrative of the truth, because we've heard the opposite, that obviously was not part of the plan, right? but I don't know that he's necessarily said that. I don't know if he's not just saying, yeah, this is we never changed the plan, we ended up doing, because I think that's true. I think they did end up, it's just that The Rock tried to change the plans, and the fans rejected it, and so we ended up just staying with the original plan. So is he not just saying that? Is he not just saying that? Daze, Whatnot is a live auction. Shotzi, Matt Cardona, Scarlett do live auctions of their stuff, like gear, sign shirts, and figures. Right. I don't think that really sounds like it's for me, to be honest. I kind of like the eBay way, where things are listed and you just kind of have time, and like watching people sell it live, and it's live bidding and all of that, like, and you got to try and win the bid live in the moment. Like, nah, I'm not interested. Adam said Jade's wrestling has got a lot smoother. Her opponents seem to have stopped leaving her to sell for too long, which made her look awkward. I think she's earned the locker room's respect, said Adam, right? I don't think Nick Khan is lying. I think it was the plan. They needed something else to boost Mania 40 ticket sales. So what, do you think that, are you saying that The Rock getting involved and teasing that it was going to change the plan, you think that was planned? I mean, I don't know the truth. To be honest, all we know is that the reports were that it was meant to be Cody, and that there was issues there, and The Rock was trying to change it and take over and all this sort of stuff. So I don't know the truth. I mean, honestly, I'm not bothered, to be honest. I don't really care. When I saw it, my first thought was, well, it's true, because that's what they had planned and they didn't change the plan. I think it is more interesting if he is saying that The Rock teasing changing those plans was also planned, and that those plans were never going to change. That's interesting, because that does counter what we've heard. But the problem you've got is, if that's what he is saying, we don't know what's true. We don't know. We've got the dirt sheet saying that, and then you'd have Nick Khan saying that. And I don't know what the truth is, because I wasn't there. So, I kind of go, I don't know. Hopefully we find out from Cody or Triple H one day what the actual truth is and who's telling the truth. But when I first heard the quote, as I keep saying, I read it as and took it as, yeah, that's true. The plans didn't change. They did plan to do Cody Roman, and we still did Cody Roman. So that's true, isn't it? The plans didn't change. Daze, nice background. I didn't realize you changed. Yeah, I'm in Mexico. I was in Italy the other day, of course, for the Raw and SmackDown shows. But of course, now we're in Mexico. And so, you know me, I like to go wherever we are. Yeah, apart from every week where I just stay in Telford. But no, I have travelled back to Mexico for this one. So putting in the work. Yeah, it was planned. If you think about it, Rock was heel. He did it for the heat, said Flame Fist. I'm looking forward to this fun show, said Dean. Carr said Meltzer said Ray Phoenix Laredo was 425 and that War Raiders Psycho Clown Pagano was 3. What do we think of that? I think that's probably fair. I think the Ray Phoenix Laredo match was good, but wasn't there shenanigans in it? And I seem to remember saying that we had seen better matches from them in part of that feud, and that wasn't the best match that we had seen from them. I wonder if I can find the community scores from last week, because that would be good. I don't know that I can. Yeah, I can. Okay, you lot said that Ray Phoenix Laredo was great 83. So that is definitely in the 4-star range. So I would say Great 83 is 4.25 to 4.5, because I think when you get into all time, that to me is 4.75 to 5. So great, certainly high end great, has got to be 4.25 to 4.5. So I think you lot probably said it was 4.5. If he says it's 4.25, fine. Then Pagano, Psycho Clown, War Raiders. Actually don't have a score for that. I'm sure we scored it, but that might be one I didn't jot down. So I'm not sure what the community scored that one. I know what they scored, Mask versus Mask. You went all-time 84. That is high-end 84. It's an absolute no-brainer 5-star match. And so, yeah. Shame I haven't got the Pagano Psycho Clown War Raiders score. I do remember it being a step down. It would have to have been a good score for it to be like a 3-star. Could it have got a bit more? 3.25, 3.5? I mean, if it had got that, I wouldn't have cared. But, yeah, the most important one, of course, was Mask versus Mask, and he gave that the 5-star range, which was good. Big Time said, I imagine she does regret knowing Laney is eating good now because of her being short-sighted. All that training at the PC for someone to take away that pay increase. Call up Traveling the World when it was yours. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because there's more to life than just that. I mean, honestly, Traveling the World is good, but it's not like you get loads of time necessarily to sightsee and all that stuff. I mean, I think they're doing a pretty good job of it at the moment, but sometimes it's like you go from place to place and you don't really see too much. You go from airport to hotel to show to airport to hotel to show. And, you know, sometimes it is like life on the road and it's not that fun. Sometimes you can think it's all glamorous and everything, and it's not. Pay's good. I mean, obviously that's a down. So the pay's obviously a big positive. But it's a lot of, you know, getting up early, traveling to airports. It's a lot of travel. I mean, when you hear people talking about life as a wrestler, you know, there is a lot of stuff that we don't see that's, you know, not easy. Life on the road, traveling around, lots of flights, lots of early mornings, lots of, you know, having to deal with people at airports, losing your privacy. So I don't think it's a life for everyone, and I can't speak for Jasmine. I mean, was it that if you're so excited by the job, would you do what she did? Or is it that the money was the most important part? I just don't know. I don't know. I'm sure there are regrets there, but how much did she love it? How much did she love wrestling? How much did she want to be on the road and want this life? Like, I don't know that this is so much she grew up dreaming about. I don't know that she dreamed of being a wrestler, so I don't know that it's like her childhood dream just slipped through her fingers, you know? But the money is going to hurt. The fame probably is going to hurt. It's got to sting. It's got to sting. But I don't know. I hope not much. Obviously, no one wants her to, like, you know, spend the rest of her life with this crippling regret. So I don't know. It would sting you and me because we've grown up as wrestling fans, and it would be a dream job for all of us. I don't know that that's true for her. You know. She might be just as happy going off doing OnlyFans or something. I know she's been posting like bikini pictures, stuff like that. I'm not saying she's going to do that, but I'm just saying if she did, she might be happy doing that. I think she just set up like a bikini swimwear company with the Riz. I saw the Riz advertising that. So, I mean, she might be really happy doing that, making money from selling bikinis and swimwear and stuff. So, I don't know. We all have different paths in life. We all make mistakes as well. That's a big one, in my opinion. But I hope it's not one that, you know, gives a, you know, sleepless nights and, you know, eternal regret and whatever. Just got to dust yourself off and move on, haven't you? Just got to move on. Carl said, don't forget that in September, Raw and SmackDown and Triple Mania's in Mexico. Hello, Suzanne. Hope you're doing well. We've got half an hour to go until we actually get to this week's show. The Rock was trying to do that. Doesn't work for me, brother. I'm so far away from that now, says Chris. Telford, shout out to you. Nikita never needed to lose weight. She just needed to put time into her character, said TJF. She's improved. She's in a good place. Nikita. There was even rumor of her maybe coming to the main roster. Wasn't Jasmine supposed to go back to Iceland to resume her high-paying soccer career, says Robbie. I don't know, actually. I know that she said... I remember her doing an interview where she said there was lots of options on the table. I don't know if she said she was going to go back to soccer. She had come from soccer. I'm not sure. I remember her saying she had lots of options. But that, of course, could be just like, guys, you know, don't worry about me. I've got loads that I could do. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, she is doing this bikini thing with the Riz, so I wish her all the best. She was scouted from Iceland playing soccer, and she did say being banged up and doing all the live events. Extra work at TNA. She did say on Hawani's podcast that she would love to go back if they could meet on pay. Yeah, I mean, I think there's got to be regret, hasn't it? You can't really put that much time into something and get so close to, you know, getting called up and everything and there not be regrets. So, but the thing is, has the vehicle that would have got her to the main roster, has that now left? If she goes back now, she ain't going in Fatal Influence. So, you know, it's going to be harder, isn't it? You know, that vehicle that could have got her to the main roster, and then, like Laney, she learns on the main roster, that's gone. So is there going to be another group that she could have joined? The other problem she's got as well is I think WWE have really stepped up their scouting. You know, I think they've got proof of concept that the next in line system works. So you look at Bianca, you look at Tiffany, you look at the people that have come through next in line, and I think they've got confidence now that that next in line system is producing stars that are really box office. I mean, wasn't Ober a shot putter? So I mean, I think Ober is proof of concept that you can just get a really great athlete and turn them into a great wrestler. I mean, to be honest, that's the path that Logan would have took. Logan would have gone through next in line, gone through NXT, and then, you know, been that if he wasn't already a famous YouTuber. I mean, no one's going to say Logan's not athletic. No one's going to say that Logan doesn't possess great athleticism, great physique, all of that stuff. He could have gone through next in line and, you know, actually got to the main roster that way. So the problem that she's got is next in line is proven to work. And so they can just keep bringing in athletes and training them in-house and spitting out Biancas, spitting out Obers. And then you've got the whole sort of ID program, which I heard might be changing also. I'm not sure. Need to look at that. But we're seeing talent coming through indies. We got the relationship with TNA. So, you know, talk about Mike Santana coming in. That was spoken about over the weekend. They'd like to get him, and they'd like to get him on the main roster by the end of the year, is what people are saying. And then you look at, like, La Catalina in AAA. I think there's a chance she could come to NXT. And then you sort of look at, like, the tryouts that we do, and you've got people like Lizzie Rain being plucked from the indies, like, ready to go and doing a great job. Like, I think it's harder now than when Jasmine started. Feels like the scouting is, I don't know, more intense. So I don't know. I don't even know that they'd be interested. I don't even know that they'd look to bring her back. And I certainly don't think they'd be looking to give her the number she was looking for, because they didn't want to give her that in the first place, and they were happy to part ways. So I don't know. It's one of those. I feel sorry for her, but got to dust yourself down and carry on, haven't you? And live your life. Trini, hello. Is Trini around, is she? Yes, Trini, hello. Hope you're doing well. How about that pop for Chad, said Rational Gaze. I would love to see Chad giving a serious presentation, a run in that upper mid-cards. I really care about him and El Grande now after that mass versus back. Brilliant. Brilliant. You know, if you think of the journey that he's been on, it's crazy. I mean, he was in NXT and, you know, we were struggling to make it work. And then he gets with Jason Jordan. We make them the tag team, American Alpha. And that's one of the best tag teams NXT has ever had. And as a result, they go to the main roster as American Alpha. And obviously they then do that weird story where Jason Jordan is like revealed to be Kurt Angle's son. And everyone was like, you mean Chad? You don't mean Jason. You mean Chad's. And they were like, no, Jason. Jason is Kurt Angle's son. It's like, no, you mean Chad, surely. So they did that. And obviously Jason Jordan gets injured. His career sadly comes to an end. He's a producer now. Chad then is put with Bobby Roode, isn't he, in a tag team? What were they called? The Glorious something. I'm sure they were called the Glorious something, but I can't remember. So they were a team. And that was... Then as we get to the pandemic, he becomes Shorty G. I mean, just when things can't get worse, they get worse. And we make him Shorty G. And I think that's probably the low point, isn't it, for Chad's? But he kind of comes through that. We shake the Shorty G name. He gets back to being Chad Gable. And then, you know, eventually we get to that sort of him being the one that's going to beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And that felt like an amazing time for him. We just threw that away. He should have been the one that beat Gunther for that IC title. Instead, they went Sammy, which even as a big Sammy fan, I just think was completely the wrong thing. So, yeah, that was frustrating that they did that to Chad's. Absolutely should have been him that beat won the IC belt. But anyway, we are where we are. And then we obviously then start doing the El Grande thing. People are like, what's this? It's cringe. He plays it quite comedic. There's an element of fun with it when he's playing it. And then he gets injured. Obviously, Ludwig takes over, plays it more straight, and connects. And the Mexican fans love him. Chad comes back, obviously, as this big heel. And then obviously we get to where we get to. Now we're in a situation where we've got another opportunity, very similar to when he was kind of in that feud with Gunther. We're now in the situation where he's credible, he's got momentum, the crowd are with him, and don't fumble it this time. Fumbled it last time, do not fumble it this time. I completely agree with you. Upper mid-cards, get him right in the mix. It's a shame Penta's not a heel and on SmackDown. Because could you imagine a heel luchador, Penta being a champ on SmackDown and Chad being the one to get the belt from him? I was disrespecting Mexican heritage, but you're disrespecting the world. And Chad being the one to take that belt from an evil Penta. That's not where we are, right? It's on, the US belt is on Trick. Trick's kind of loved. So, I mean, it is tricky. It's a shame we haven't got this big hated heel with that belt. I don't even know who you put it on that's a big hated heel. That's a problem. Because as we said, Carmelo, Ilya, they're all loved. Even Sammy now seems to be more around Cody and is getting great reactions in Italy. So I don't know. I'd need to have a look at the list and see who we could move into that spot. But anyway, get him in the mid-card. Get him a run with the belt. Let's get some momentum. I don't even know what music he would come out to now. He's been coming out to the El Grande music for so long. I think he needs something really good, really cool. New music, new presentation. Something that tells you that a really cool, serious competitor. someone that you should take serious. Someone who's got a nice vibe to the music, you know. New music, definitely. New graphics. A new fresh coat of paint. Same name, of course. And let's go. Yeah. I think he's away from American Maids. That's good. I don't think that was helping. It felt like it was holding him back, actually. So I'm excited. Yeah. Very excited. It was a great pop. I agree. Hannah said, in a perfect alternative reality, WWE capitalizes on their golden stories, making it a #1 mainstream with Triple H, McMahon, TK working pleasantly, whilst Daze is #1 YouTuber due to WWE's hype. What is that like in a perfect alternative reality? Would Triple H take over and Vince just sort of be? I suppose you could. You could have Vince as like CEO, but not doing the creative anymore, and Triple H just running it like the creative and answering into Vince. I suppose that would be a perfect reality. It'd have to be like no Janelle Grant allegations and all that stuff as well. Make it more palatable for Vince to still be there. You'd need that as well. Big Time said her deal was up on September 30th. At the time, she was likely offered the same wage. NXT was doing teasers of a Fatal Influence breakup. Maybe it did force 8 months from now. Maybe. David said WWE should trade champions like Trick. Or if not Trick, have him drop the title to someone and then get traded to Raw. With Penta going to SmackDown, said David. Well, I think it needs to be a heel. I mean, Penta against Ilya, Penta against Carmelo, Penta against Chad, all bangers. Yeah, love all of those. But there's still no heel in sight. That's the down. I mean, Penta has got fans. I mean, Chad has got a lot of love right now. The best thing you can do is put him in with a hated heel. That's the best thing you can do. You know, I mean, a credible Rusev would be quite nice. A credible Rusev that the fans hate, that Chad can stand up against. Good. I mean, that's old school. Babyface. Heel. But I don't know, we struggle with this. WWE really struggles with this in 2026. So, we are struggling with heels. Chris said it is strange not having any hated heels besides like Gunther. DMD, someone mentioned DMD, Britt Baker, Robbie, said, who would be the more controversial hire, Tessa or Britt Baker? Could either be WWE bound. Tessa would be the more controversial. I mean, my understanding is that Britt Baker is accused of backstage drama. Kind of, didn't she slap MJF or something? There was a little something there. Apparently she's a bit problematic in the women's locker room. But I think racism is next level in it. I mean, the Tessa thing is just like nuclear. Tessa, to me, by far the more controversial. Could Tessa? No, I don't. I just don't see it. I don't see WWE bringing her in. Britt Baker. I don't know, man. That's hard, isn't it? I think you could do it. I mean, maybe I don't know enough about the Brit allegations, and people are like, no, it's more serious than that. But I sort of feel like backstage arguing and like, you know, snapping at people, I'm all right with that, to be honest. I sort of feel like this isn't Kumbaya, everyone get along. I don't expect everyone to be making each other picnics and whatnot. Like, it's a workplace. I've worked in places where there's people that don't get along and don't like each other. I think that's pretty normal. So, okay, maybe it's not normal for it to spiral out of control and for there to be blazing rows or whatnot. Again, perhaps I just don't know the details because this is more an AEW thing, which is obviously outside of my vision. But I would say that Britt Baker, to me, feels like someone you could bring in and, you know, put her on a 12-month contract, put her in NXT, see how she gets on, see if there's any problem. And you just tell her straight from the gate, look, I don't know what the truth is. I don't know what's happened. I don't know the reasons why it's happened. But what I do know is that if there's any problems here, we are done straight away. Do you understand? You know, we really like you as a performer. We think that there's, you know, you're good in-ring talent. You're obviously good when it comes to entertaining. I thought she was excellent during the pandemic, where she was in that feud with Thunder Rosa. I think, didn't she break her leg or bust her leg or something? And she was still coming and appearing at ringside. I remember her sitting on the back of this sort of lorry thing, this truck, and she was watching like women's matches, and Tony would interview her, and she was like dismissing the girls, like, when I'm back from my injury. So even though she was injured, she was still appearing, and she was still getting TV time. A little bit like what we just saw from Chelsea, actually. And retweeted it. I'll show it off, actually. I don't have it. It's not arrived. It's got to come from America, but I have ordered it. But, yeah, here. This 100% of all profits go to I Am ALS. So there is a t-shirt and there is a wristband. I've ordered the wristbands. Don't love the fact it's got the AEW logo on. I don't think it needed that personally. Yeah, I want to support, you know, Rebel and all of that. Don't need the AEW logo, but whatever, right? I'm not petty enough to not buy it just because of that. But, yeah, 100% of proceeds go to the I Am ALS and Team Gleason thing. So, I saw the Bucks did a stream to raise money for her, and they raised $3,000. Right, it's mental. I cannot believe that this is something that people have to deal with. I mean, I can believe it because I'm seeing it, but I mean, like, it's just unfathomably inhumane. It's just, your body is sort of like shutting down, and you know it's happening. And my heart breaks for her. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Like, I don't know loads about her, obviously, but like, she was very, very entertaining when I was watching in AEW. Her with Britt Baker, which is how we've got to this topic, and to hear what she's going through now is just what people have to deal with is just, I know many of you are dealing with things as well, so just awful. It's awful. Yeah, it's awful. So yeah, to get back to Britt, she was kind of with Rebel, and they were doing some pretty fun stuff. There's definitely someone there that you can get some out of. She's got good experience as well, which is always useful. Bring her in, loads of great matches she can have. Even if she comes in and it just doesn't work for whatever reason, you could probably get a good 6, 7, 8 months out of her, which would be good. And I think she'd come in knowing that it had just gone sour in AEW, seeing this very much as like a second chance. And hopefully, I mean, we don't know what was said. We got no idea as to why she, you know, did what she's alleged to have done. So I don't want double standards. I don't want to say like, oh, I really wouldn't want to see Tessa in, but I'm okay with Britt. And people are like, well, how can you say that? Well, it's like, as far as I know, Britt never was accused of racism, whereas Tessa is. And I know that she's made up with the person that she was allegedly racist towards. And maybe we should be able to just move on, but I feel like that baggage is a lot heavier. I feel like the Tessa baggage is heavier than the Britt baggage. But again, there could be people that go, no, Daze, you really don't get this. She did this and this, you know. And I'll be like, right, okay. Maybe she shouldn't come in then. But if they announced that Britt Baker was coming in, I'd be okay with it. As of right now, with what I know. I sent a message to Shop AEW about those wristbands, requesting why they weren't available, said Edwards. Well, yeah. Perhaps they saw that and they were like, you're right. Let's get on it. Those wristbands available now. So, as I said, I ordered mine. It's got to come from America though, so it's going to take a little bit of time. But yeah, wishing her nothing but good vibes, energy, positivity, love, sending it all her way. William said, I think Britt is like a Nick Aldis at this point. She was running the women's division, but then she got injured. The women's division collapsed in AEW. Well, I think it's in a good place now, isn't it? I mean, like, obviously, it caught fire with Timeless Tony Storm. So, I mean, I think it did, if it did collapse, I think it recovered. You know, Jamie Hayter came in, and that was obviously good. And we obviously had Timeless. And then, of course, they got Mercedes. Mina as well, who I know has been doing some good stuff. Harley Cameron's been pretty fun addition, so I think they managed to find their feet if it did collapse again. But yeah, maybe she is done. Maybe, I don't even know how old she is. Britt Baker is 35, so to me, I'm looking at her having like another 10 years. I'm looking at her as being someone that can still very much contribute. I wish her the best. I wish her the best. I don't know what she's doing now. Is she out of AEW? Is she done with that company? Is she still under contract or? No, according to this, she is still signed. She's signed to AEW. She performs under the name Britt Baker. She needs to get out of AEW, doesn't she? November 13th, she was her last match when she appeared. And as of, apparently, April, that was still the last time she had appeared. So she's just not featuring for them. So she's just got to get whatever this contract's done, go. And I don't know, it'd be interesting to see if WWE would be interested. Trini said, considering the level of talent that WWE have got, I can't see them risking the peace in the locker room for anyone at the moment. Daze, I do worry that any week or month we could get a Tony Khan tweet announcing something about Rebel, says Big Time. I don't know. I mean, I don't really... my understanding is that I don't know when she got diagnosed. Yes, it is like terminal. There's no cure. You know that you've got years left to live. You know that your body is slowly shutting down. So I'm not expecting him to just send a tweet that she's passed away. I think that, you probably will see her for a little bit. And then when it gets so bad, I don't know if she will then continue to show herself in pictures or videos or whatever. She'll then just be, in the kind of latter stages. So, yeah, I mean, there will be a tweet. But I don't know that it's anytime soon. And I, of course, hope it's not anytime soon because, you've just got to live the life you can, the best you can. None of us know how long we're here for. So you've just got to try and live and do the best that you can. And that's what we're all trying to do, isn't it? So... it's just horrible. It's horrible. I can't believe that it's something that humans have to deal with. And there's other diseases and other horrific things that are going on in the world as well. But yeah, this one was a hard one to hear about. This one definitely had an effect on me. Word Live Cena fan said, Days, with JC being an outstanding heel, do we think WWE will have her be a face? Well, she could be a face eventually, but not for a long time. I think where you've got a great heel that is really connecting as a heel, they're just worth their weight in gold. They're really worth their weight in gold. We've got lots of baby faces everywhere. But like really good heels, be that men or women, they're a little bit thinner on the ground. So, no, Fatal Influence will be heels for a long time to come. JC will be a heel for a long time to come. But at some point in her career, no doubt she'll turn face. Hannah said, if WWE offered you a position, what job would you like to be in? Like security or announcing or creative or an analyst? I think I'd like to go creative because I think that is a place that you could really make a difference. I think that I don't think I'd do well with security. Yeah, I mean, I think that it would be really interesting, actually, really interesting, because obviously and then they're not going to, right? Obviously, but I think it'd be really interesting because I feel a frustration, obviously, because I can see the shows are not what people want, and I know what people are saying. I see what the community is saying. I see what people online are saying. You can understand where a lot of the frustration's coming from, and how the shows just don't feel that's the word for me, unmissable. How do you make Raw feel like it's unmissable? I've got to tune in to Raw. I ain't missing that this week. If we're going shopping or anything, we've got to get it all done before Raw. I want to watch Raw. How do you make SmackDown feel that way? How do you make the PLEs feel that way? And the truth is, saving matches like Oba Braun for PLEs, we can't do that on Raw. We've got to save it for a PLE. Well, I don't know when we're going to get to that. When are we going to get to Oba versus Braun? Might not be this year. Might be next year. Might be the year after. Are we really saying that we can't do Oba Braun in King of the Ring because it's too good of a match for Raw? That mindset, to me, is very counterproductive, because every Raw should feel unmissable. Every SmackDown should feel unmissable. And, you know, for me, like, there's no builds. There's no story. It's just a match to see who can get through to the next round. And if they've not done it because they want to protect Braun, or they've not done it because they want to whatever, I don't know. I think this is hurting more than helping. I really do. It's very clear that that would be the more exciting match. So I think if you could go into creative and just influence a few things and get some movement in a healthier direction to make the shows more exciting, Raw and SmackDown or whatever you were doing, I think that's the bigger difference. You know, I think I could probably provide more there than security or selling popcorn. You know, I'm probably more. It's more appropriate for me to sell popcorn. But yeah, I'd love to go into that. I think that would be really, really interesting. And I think that I think any of us here could make a difference, because we all care about the products. We all know what we like, and we know what's missing for us on the shows. And so putting a fan in there, someone that really watches, a lot of people online that have got opinions, ain't watching Raw and SmackDown week in, week out. I can promise you that. I can promise you that there's a lot of people that are not. They're just watching highlights and seeing what other people say and reading results and skipping matches they think they'll be bored by. I promise you that not everyone is watching every show from start to finish like what we do here. I'm not saying that about me. I'm saying that about us. Many of you join us on these streams, like every stream. So this is why I think any of us that watch the shows on a regular basis from start to finish, sometimes twice, like yesterday, I think you could contribute something. I think there has long been that sort of feeling that if they had a true fan kind of go into creative that knows what's missing, that way when someone suggests something and they're coming of it from like a business point, oh, it'd be good to do this because they're really popular, or we can sell more t-shirts by focusing this person, the fan might go, yeah, but that's not the match that the fans want. Do you know what I mean? And you then get that fan perspective, which might just be missing, because some of these decisions might be made for really good business reasons. Like, oh, we need to feature this person because they're going to be in a film soon. We need to feature this person because they're going on this TV show. We need to feature this person because, I don't know, whatever. They're going to go to AAA. I think there's lots of reasons why things get done that's maybe not the perfect thing to do. There's a better option that the fans would rather see. And maybe a fan in there could then give that viewpoint. Anyway, we're underway with AAA Let's go. I think this will be an hour tonight. I don't think this is going to be 2 hours. Last week we had 4 matches announced. So we had confidence that that was going to get, and we knew as well, didn't we, it was going to get time. Pimpinella, they're just showing a replay of the amazing Mask versus Mask. Hello, Sonny. Oh, what, have you had some more pop stolen? AAA always delivers, said Jeremy. Yeah, there it was. There was the amazing scenes. Ludwig, El Grande picking up the victory. Sweet victory. El Grande Americano. Okay. It was emotional. It was exhilarating. And that was just week 1. We are still in Monterrey, of course. Okay, I'd be expecting the 5-person match first, then the women, then the announcement. That's what I'd be expecting. I don't know the run order. But those are the 3 things that have been announced. We are seeing Ray backstage. There's the girls arriving. We saw this footage, but from a different angle, actually. Here is Bailey, Lola, La Catalina. There we go. Okay. Should be straight into it. And it is. The men first. Makes a lot of sense. Big, fun, spot heavy, loads of action. It's going to be the Fatal 5-Way that's going to start us off. Let's go into the... There we go. Let's get the thing on screen then, shall we? As Octagon's making his way down the Fatal 5-Way. We're starting off the show. Nice. Mikom, shout out to you. I thought Jasmine's visa ended, and that's what I heard, said Solaria. It was money. It was a contract dispute. Here we go, said Felix. Big Time said Daze. Brody Lee passed in the October, but had a ventilator. I believe Tony AEW announced it in December, and then they did that amazing tribute in December. Yep. I mean, I mean, he just went off screen though, didn't he? We weren't seeing him. We hadn't heard. No one even knew that he was like. There was questions if he was injured, but no one knew he was like ill. It was just completely out the blue when it was announced he had passed. With Rebel, we've got a much better idea what's going on with her, and she's putting out like videos. In fact, there was a picture of her earlier with Mick Foley and Britt Baker. So we've got a much better idea as to how she's doing at the moment, which is why I'm not just expecting a message one day. I mean, there will be, but not for a while, not for years, or at least I hope not years. Okay. We got LWO in this one. We've got Del Toro. We got Wilds. JBL on commentary said all of these are great wrestlers. Suzanne, hello. Suzanne said, I really enjoy AAA. I'm so excited. I've got to be careful. The dogs start barking, thinking something's wrong. Here's Lindsay. Lindsay now works kind of as a trainer in the Performance Center. We see him pop up in Evolve from time to time. The Golden Links. Lindsay Dorado making his way down. There we go, Lindsay. Getting a warm reception. The golden link, said Felix. I'm going to go Wild or Lince Dorado, says Carr. This is a man who has figured it out, says JBL. Okay, here's Wilds. Wild making his way down. Oh my God. Look at that hair. I think it's... Does it say Wild on the spray can as well? He wants to be referred to as Lucha Libre's first male baddie. What is in the spray can? Is it deodorant or something? I'm sure it's got his name on the spray can. Is it hairspray? But then why is he spraying it over his body? If it's hairspray, why would you do that to yourself? Because isn't it? Hairspray is really sticky, isn't it? That doesn't strike me as a good move at all. Well, this is the guy that should win, in my opinion. Mini Vikingo, so entertaining to watch. So entertaining. His match a few weeks ago against Vikingo, so good. That spray got to Daze. I know, yeah. Sneezed. Bless you, said Splatoon. Thank you, my friend. Teenager. Mini Vikingo coming out, getting a really nice reception. I think people very appreciative of his work. He was 4 when he started training. He's a serious talent. Okay, so we've got Del Toro, we've got Wilds. We are underway. We've got Mini Vikingo, we've got Lince to the outside. Bella sounded. We are underway with match number 1. LWO working together here. Against the ropes. No joy. Off that middle rope goes Mini Vikingo. He gets caught. He tried for a crossbody. Gets caught. Lands on his feet. Big boot coming in there by Del Toro. Wild coming over. Mini Vikingo's in the corner. Chop coming in there by Del Toro. Over the other side goes Mini Vikingo. Bang! Big heavy collision. Bang! Top rope Enziguri. Looking for a suplex. Lovely work. Lovely work. Against the ropes. Over the other side. Off that rope. Bang! Straight onto Mini Vikingo. Bottom rope moonsault. Lovely work again. Okay. Yeah. Not a bad start. Murking Mini Vikingo. Crowd booing. Oh, betrayal by Wilds. Trying to roll up. Trying to roll him up. Cheeky. Cheeky. Okay, Wild's telling the crowd to, like, keep it down, keep it down. Yeah, I'm sorry. Puts his hand out. Del Toro, side headlock. Over the other sides. Down goes Wilds. Leapfrog. Okay, head scissor take over. No. Oh, takes him over. Cartwheel, though, by Del Toro. Kick to the midsection. It's fast-paced. It's what we expected. In the corner, face first, going up top. Perched. Roll through. Coming in. Roll up. 1, 2. Goes for the cover. Oh, takes it down again. No joy. Flip over again. These two both staring at each other. Okay, they get pushed into each other. Roll up. 1, 2. No joy. Super kick, super kick. Roll up. 1, 2. 2 count. As Octagon's in there with Lindsay. Flip over, lands on the feet. Octagon. Oh, that was great from the top. Rotating corkscrew, crossbody. In the corner goes Lindsay. Lindsay goes down. So we've just done the whole wild Del Toro stuff. Now we're into the sort of Lindsay, Octagon. Anything you can do, I can do better. Corkscrew, but it wasn't a crossbody. It was an arm drag. That was so good. Corkscrew crossbody followed by a corkscrew arm drag there by Octagon. Lindsay flipped over, lands on his feet. Oh, against the ropes. No one there. Springboards. Octagon on that top rope. He's got him scouted. Picks him up. Takes him over. Yeah. Head scissor takeover. Octagon going to the outsides. Here's Mini Vikingo. Time for Mini Vikingo to shine. Mini Vikingo in the ring against the ropes. Picked up. Backbreaker. Clothesline. 1, 2. Mini kicks out. Mate, they should get Mini Vikingo on a NXT show. Maybe Great American Bash or something. Because he is so good. Imagine if someone does like an open challenge. Look at that. What about if they do like a Lexis King open challenge for the speed title and Mini Vikingo answers it and we do Lexis King, Mini Vikingo speed 5-minute match? I mean, it'd be a shame if it's only 5 minutes, but it's better than nothing, innit? But that'd be a way of getting him on the show. Against the ropes. Flipping over and again. Lands on his feet. I mean, he didn't actually achieve anything, but... he cartwheeled, he backflipped, he stuck the landing. He didn't actually do any offense. Goes up, takes him over. Lovely head scissor takeover there by Mini Vikingo. Mini Vikingo in the ring, hitting the ropes. Over the other side. Gets tripped. Gets tripped by Wilds. Gets tripped by Wilds. Liam said that merger trial, the shareholder trial, has been cancelled. Court administration for the Delaware court confirmed this evening. Yeah, it's been delayed from what I've heard. I don't know if it's going to come back to court. I don't know that it's just done. That's it. Cancelled forever. Over the top. Del Toro corkscrewing to the outsides. AAA energy never fails, said Choco Latte. Mini Vikingo should answer an Ober Open. I don't think that would be good for Mini Vikingo's future ambitions. Against the rope. That was lovely. That was lovely, Del Toro on that top rope, sort of walking, bouncing. I mean, it kind of feels like Del Toro can get from one side to the other side, just walking that top rope effortlessly. Kind of took a few steps, did a few bounces. I mean, he just felt so comfortable up there. Oh! 1, 2. Hurricanrana by Mini Vikingo. That was amazing by Mini Vikingo. It looks so crisp. So fast as well. Didn't come off the ropes and do it. Just took him straight over. Jesus, if you're in there with Mini Vikingo, you've got no idea where you're about to get chucked. You don't know if you're getting taken over this way or you don't know what's happening. The attacks can come from anywhere. You could end up going anywhere. Like, you need to have defenses for absolutely anything, don't you? Yeah, it's great. Really fun match. It's the match we expected. Wild just going for the pin there. Going over to the corner, climbing up. Wild going up, looking. Oh, missed it. Crashed. And burned. We got a brain buster, but I don't even know when he hit that. Going against the ropes. Suicides. Jesus. Do you know, the crowd aren't going crazy, but we do have to remember that they have just watched the Mask versus Mask. This, for them, is a step down. They're watching this going, boring. 1, 2. Oh, yeah, he gets it. He gets it. It's Lindsay that gets it. Lindsay gets it. That was fun. Let's get poll up, shall we? Lindsay. Lindsay Dorito gets it. Okay. They cut out the injury spot with Octagon. Did they? There was I don't know, man, there was so much stuff that was going on in there. We kind of went to a replay, but we went to a replay whilst the match was happening. Did they cut out an injury, did they, during that? Maybe that's why they put the replay in during the match. It's hard to go to a replay during a match like that because it's just go, 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 isn't it? Okay, the War Raiders. Big Mig said it was because Octagon suffered a bad neck injury that we did the replay. Big Mig, shout out to you, buds. Nobody is ready for war. So there we go, War Raiders. Okay, is that next? The women. Oh, no, it's Ray that's next. Ray next. Was not expecting that. Well, what's he gonna say? What is Ray gonna say? Yeah, get your thoughts in. Big Mig said, yeah, that's why the crowd went quiet. They had to stretcher him out. Thank you. No one is ready for Asuka. Okay, I told you he was going to conquer it all. We're backstage with Vikingo. Oh, I know, Moss. You are the champ again. We are getting traction. Let's go after everything because no one is going to defeat us. Okay, they're talking about Triple Mania. That goes down in September, and that's ages away. Dun, 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 dun. AAA, the 11th and the 13th. Those tag titles need to be refurbished. They're battered, aren't they? I bet they've seen a lot of action, though. People getting clobbered with them and belts being chucked around. Okay, here's Ray then. Oh, we're doing it backstage. I thought this was going to be like a big in-ring thing. History was made in that match, so he is talking about the mask versus mask. There's now only one El Grande. One that everyone supports. What future awaits? Have we got a date? We've got dates for WWE. What should we expect in September? Talking about a historic tour. Yeah. So, talking about the Mexican tour in September. Colombia, Argentina, Ecuador, Chile. We're showing South America a lot of love. Yep. Unbelievable. What's your reaction to Dominic when he found out you as general manager? Yeah, he was a bit annoyed. But at the end of it all, our family problems don't have to be dealt with in the ring. It's confirmed. Dominic will be present June 20th in the city of Merida. I want to reiterate, for the first time in history, the first Triple Mania in the city of Las Vegas. Second night, yeah, we know about Triple Mania. We haven't actually announced anything yet. Okay, the Mega Championship will be defended on night 2 in Mexico City. Well, is that it? Is that it? Really, it's just Rey Mysterio talking about the tour we already knew about, the Triple Mania we already knew about. And he said, I can confirm the championship, the Mega Championship, will be defended on night 2. So, on September 13th, the Dominic's going to defend, or the Mega Championship, whoever the champion is, will defend the belt. That's the big news. I kind of presume that anyway. Well, great. I thought it was going to be something a bit more... Well, I thought it was going to be an announcement. Hey-ho, whatevs. Right. First match, really good. Keep getting your thoughts in for that. Keep getting your thoughts in. Angel said Dominic El Grande has got to be night 2 for the Mega Championship. It's months away, though. Are we really... he didn't announce that, but are we really not going to do that match for 3 months? I mean, maybe, but it's a long time. And I'm sure there are rumours of another show before then as well. Catalina is the next Queen of Queens champion, said Robbie. Hope they give this match some time, said Spawny Boy. Well, there's nothing else announced. I mean, you know, that was our Ray segment. I really was envisaging something much bigger than that, which is why I thought he would do it in the ring. And I thought it could end the show, but... okay, that was the Ray thing. Then we've got the Fatal 5-Way that we've done. And now we've got this women's tag match coming up. Alex Bliss Gamer, hello, said, I wonder if major WWE stars will be at Triple Mania. I would think almost definitely yes. Almost definitely. I mean, that is like the AAA WrestleMania, isn't it? So I could see Dominic being there. I could even see the Intercontinental Championship being defended if Penta still has it. So Ray Phoenix is a champ. War Raiders are champs. So, I mean, as of right now, all of those would be featured on the cards. Bayley loves her time and enjoys her time, sort of being in AAA. I wouldn't be shocked if she sort of requested. Maybe Natty would like to be on as well. Stephanie, when she's back, they might be able to find a way of getting her on. So, yeah, I would think so. Dragon Lee and Ray Phoenix. And perhaps, I don't know if they do a Battle Royal maybe or something. There's quite a lot of names that you could feature. Maybe do a Battle Royal to crown a #1 contender, you know? Patrick, hello, Patrick. I hope you're well, buds. Long time no see. Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back, buds. Hope you're doing well. Hope Nolene is well. I don't know if you saw last week's Mass versus Mass, but it was fantastic. It's been the talk of the town. We're just seeing actually backstage here with El Grande. He says, I've got no words, my people. All of Mexico. Thank you so much for everything. I love you all. I just don't have words. I am really grateful. You can see his face, his eye, all busted open. I don't know if that's footage of him after last week's Mass versus Mass match. I think it is. It might be footage of him after he got into that fight outside the escalator, the elevator thing in Orlando. It's hard to tell. But I think the fact that he's wearing his lucha gear makes me think it's probably footage just after last week's match. Here is the Toxicas. They're coming down in cheerleader attire. Love this for them. Flammer making her way down, looking very, very good, very nice. Very evil. So here we go. The Toxicas making their way down to the ring. Daze, are you doing UFC Freedom next weekend? We are. Yes, we are. We are. The Mass versus Mass was amazing, said Patrick. It was one. Oh, you did get a chance to watch it. Very good. Flame Fist said me too. Me likey, said Flame Fist. Daze, do you think AAA will have something similar to WWE Worlds with meet and greets at Triple Mania Night 1, Night 2? It's a good question. I can't really answer it because I don't know if that's part of the AAA setup. To my knowledge, they've never done that. I think they have done meet and greets, of course, but I don't know that they've done like a WWE World type event. I think they should do something. They definitely should do something. Here's the Catalina. I think it'd be a good idea to do something. Okay, La Catalina is making her way down. JBL said the hype around this girl was huge when she came in. And if I was general manager, I would have signed her months ago. Catalina getting... I'm surprised she's come out first. I'd have brought her out third. I'd have brought out Lola. Then Bailey. Big star, big pop. Then La Catalina. Like, really make her out like she's the biggest of the three. Okay, here's Lola making her way down. So we did the Fatal 5-Way, we did the Ray message. Now it is time for the 6-woman tag. This is like low-key, like one of my favourite entrance themes. Lola Vice then in the ring. She is mixed tag champ. Obviously, she is the NXT Women's champ as well right now. And here's the final person that we need. Bailey, about to make her way down to the ring. Yeah, I definitely feel like she needs better music than this. Bailey's music just doesn't seem fun. This sounds like the kind of music I'd give Axiom if Axiom broke away from Fraxium. I think Bailey could have some more fun than this. She likes Paramore. Maybe she should have a bit of that vibe. She spoke actually about hoping if Paramore could sort of play like her to the ring at WrestleMania. Okay, here we go then. So we got La Toxicas Bailey, Lola, and La Catalina. RTX said, do we think that AAA would ever come to Europe, maybe do a tour of Spain? Well, I mean, you can never say never, can you? I mean, I think there's still growth for them in Mexico. They're obviously battling away with CMLL. And I think the focus for them is to kind of grow in America and to, use YouTube to kind of grow internationally. But I think that part of the problem you've got is if you go to Europe, there's obviously the time difference. And I think they're trying to really establish themselves as the promotion in Mexico. So that time difference could be a little bit of a problem. I think it's better to just, go. I mean, ideally, you'd want to be going live. That's something else as well, like not tape. Because if you tape, those results can come out as spoilers. Ideally, you want to, I think there's a lot of work they need to do before thinking of a European tour. I think if they could put on, like, weekly live shows, that would be a good step in the right direction. If they're going to really make progress anywhere, making progress in America as well, like growing the fan base there, that would be good as well. I think they should focus on those things before Europe. 1, 2. But, yeah, I mean, as part of a long-term expansion plan, yes. Lovely work. Pop, pop, pop. Kick, kick, kick. Kick to the midsection. Nice work there by Lola. And Knight said, I don't like tape wrestling, even if I don't see the spoilers. Yeah, I mean, you do have to avoid the spoilers, and I suppose you just sort of know that this isn't live. But I get it. Where the company is at the moment, it makes a lot more sense for them to be taping shows rather than like having to book venues all the time and bang. Okay, right now the babyface team are in control. Bailey's gear looks good as well, by the way. I kind of like that. The Catalina diving through. Flammer goes down. Now we've got Lola. Nice little dance on the outsides. I tell you what, there's a lot of junk in the trunk. This girl is putting Lola to shame in the ring right now. Tag being made. Forearms coming in. Does this mean that we're not going to get Bailey this Monday on Raw? No, this was taped. This was recorded last week, so Bailey is available. Bailey just having a word with the referee there. Referee is holding both of the girls back as the heels are all working together. The Toxicas all working together. Against the ropes goes Lola. Slam down. All three in the ring right now. Bang. Double knees. Meteora 1, 2. No joy. Kick out there by Lola. Over in the corner goes Lola. Lola in the wrong part of town right now. Trying to fight back. Forearm shot coming in. Flammer. Thrown to the outside. Bang. Bailey goes down. Flammer is taking out everyone right now. The other La Toxicas are just beating down on Lola whilst the referee is distracted. Lots of heel work in this. Lots of heel work. Let's get the... Olé! Let's get the score for the Fatal 5-Way match. Fatal 5-Way, you lot said was great. 66. We've got Loud Lola chants. Oh, that is a nice submission. She's got Lola's arms like trapped behind her head there. Lola desperately trying to get out of this. Throws in a kick. And again. Manages to get out using those kicks. Daze, we need a Survivor Series match that's led by Triple H, Undertaker, HBK, each picking a wrestler to represent their brand. Ooh. That's interesting. Little bit of a slap to the backside of Lola, but Bayley's in! Bayley's in! Yeah. Whoa. Belly to back suplex there by Bayley. Kick coming into the midsection. In the corner. Forearm. Bayley going up. Nice. Okay. 1, 2. Kick out. Kick out. Okay, this match carrying on. I'm just craving a 3-layer cake right now, said Spawny Boy. Bayley looking for a Bayley to belly, but not finding it at the moment. King Yeti said, my blood pressure is all going to one place. Metal Mama, hello. Hope you're doing well, buds. What would we think about a WWE TNA AAA match? Yeah, I mean, I'm not crazy about triple threat matches. It's not something I'd campaign for. I'd rather just do, like, WWE versus AAA or WWE versus TNA or TNA versus AAA rather than, like, triple threats. But, you know, if they did it, of course, I'd be up for it. I'd be down to watch it. Flammer is in the ring as La Catalina is told to go to the outsides. Bayley gets picked up there by Flammer. Flammer and Bayley putting on a banger not long ago. Roll up there inside cradle there by Bayley. Knee coming into the side of the head. Tag is made. La Catalina going up. She's perched. She's ready. She's going to moonsault. She got it. It wasn't picture perfect, but she did get it. Took her a little bit of time to sort of find her footing, didn't it, there? You'd expect them to just be able to do that with their eyes closed. But actually, the Catalina was just having a little bit of trouble for some reason. Okay, Bayley. Looking for a Bayley to belly and getting it. Flammer coming over with a drop kick. Bayley to the outsides. La Catalina with Flammer. Rolling her up. Referee, what's the ref doing? Oh, is that ref evil as well? Bang. Super kick there by La Catalina. Against the ropes. Bang. Colliding into Flammer. Catalina. Knee. Going for the cover. 1, 2. La Catalina pins Flammer, which is the result we expected. There we go. It is a win for the baby faces. I don't know what the flip that ref was doing. He was sort of watching it. She was like, ah, I'm pinning her. Some of the officiating, honestly. Well, there we go. Lola did give us a little bit of a spoiler on this. She did say that she, on Tuesday, was like, I went to Mexico, proved what I could do over there. Kind of making it very clear that she'd been part of the winning team. Running knee by La Catalina. We will get La Catalina and Flammer at some point, and I'm looking forward to that match. Singles match, title on the line. I mean, we've still got 19 minutes. I feel like they could have put another match in here, but time-wise, I don't know what their window's like in Mexico, of course. But, yeah, this definitely ending earlier than I expected. 40-odd minutes. Got no messing around, is there? No flipping messing around. We're in. We do what we need to do, and we flipping get out. So there we go. It was that was Noche. Jojo said it's over, y'all. Randy said, was that it? Short show, said Spawny Boy. 40 minutes. Listen, that's all you deserve. Yeah. Quality over quantity. They could have kept going, but would it have made it a better show? Jojo said it was a great show. Well, you can't argue with it, can you? We had 2 matches. I think both of them are going to score as like being great. I would have liked more from the Ray thing, but whatever. And to be honest, I feel like we're a match missing. With the amount of time that's left and with how pointless that Ray segment was. I mean, that Ray segment, I don't think it was worthy of replacing a match. I feel like we could have had another match in here, but again, whatever. Still better than SmackDown, said Carl. Armando said they should have just shown the whole event from last weekend. It was a good show, said Shining Wizard, so 675. Definitely wish. Robbie said it's 10 out of 10, and it does get extra points for all the cake. That's really well put, actually. That's really well put. I agree. Wes said there was a lot of cake tonight. There was a lot of cake. We ate goods. Anyone saying that this was too short, we didn't eat goods, you didn't watch the same show that we watched. Metal Mama said short, but great. Jeremy said definitely could have used Mr. Iguana. The first match was probably longer, but Octagon did get his neck broken, said Chris. I haven't heard about the injury. I mean, I stayed away from spoilers. So he was taken. Is there an update as to what the injury actually is? Believed to be out for months due to an injury. Last Saturday saw the Mask vs. Mask. An update provided by Wrestle Observer said Meltzer reported Octagon Jr. will be out for several months. Brian Alvarez said he had an MRI. He was told it was good, but he'll likely be out of action for several months. The injury could have been much worse. So that's good news. Well, it's not good news, but it's better news. That's, the MRI shows that it could have been much worse. So that makes me think that it was, he's kind of got away with it to a degree, but still expected to be out for several months. Steve said since this was taped and the whole show was live last week, shorter time makes sense. Time was cut due to the Octagon injury. Stevie broke down the injury on his channel, says Steve. RTX said could have easily done another 15-minute match. Joe said I hope that Octagon will be okay. Chris said it looked really bad, so that is better news. Majority of you won't be able to read that match. UFC next weekend will be electric, said William. Yes. We are doing that next weekend. I need to start, looking into all of that. Big Mig said, hashtag, we want more cake. Let's go. It was the top rope DDT that caused the Octagon injury, says Carl. Okay. Get your scores in. And then we will look to call it quits. Quick in and out show, said Wrestler. Well, you know us. We're big fans of quick ins and outs. Metal Mama said, I won't be here. I'm going to be on the other side of life that day. What the hell does that mean? Lol. What does that mean? I will be on the other side of life. Are you going to heaven? What's that mean? What does that mean? I don't want to know what that means. Definitely should have given us one more match, but here we are, said Wrestle Rants. 40 minutes of AAA is still better than 3 hours of SmackDown, said Steve. I'm going to go with the blue head and the vets protesting. Oh, what? There's protests against the UFC show? Are there? I've not heard about that. There's protests about the UFC show? Or protests about just things? Just the presidency? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Seriously, I had no idea this was controversial. I know there's a lot going on that is controversial, but I didn't know that the UFC show was controversial. Of all the stuff that's happened in the world, Strickland is running out of them. Biden is part of the other. Oh, I'm protesting by not watching, but I'm gonna watch it. Protest for cakes. There's going to be protests against protests. Well, I mean, look, I'm obviously not here to get into anything political. I understand that there's probably going to be a political angle to this. What with it happening at the White House? I don't know. I think there's so much going on in the world, isn't there? If there are protests, I understand it. Well, I don't. I mean, I can't say I understand it. I'd imagine the protests are about more than just UFC taking place at the White House, you know. It's probably like the fact the ballroom and the war and, you know, all that stuff. Yeah, no, I had no idea. I didn't know that there was protests against this. AAA is better than UFC, says Snarks Tax. Metal Mama said it's okay though, because I love UFC normally. 100% it's about the fact it's his birthday that day, and we don't want to use tax dollars, Epstein files, and canceling. Right? Okay, so it's like a protest against everything, including the UFC being there. But it's like a protest against everything, is it? Yeah, I haven't heard about any of this. Genuinely, this is like news to me. Jojo said UFC isn't as good anymore, in my opinion. Knight said I find it kind of boring. I mean, to be honest, I watch highlights and read results now more than sit down watch the shows, because my focus is, you know, whatever we're doing, and I've just not been streaming them. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm about to walk into a bit of drama when it comes to UFC. I feel like we're going back into a bit of a dramatic world there. So, well, we'll see. Okay. I think it's probably wise to wrap things up. Don't forget, we are back on Monday. We're back on Monday with our Raw stream. And it's going to be early because we are still on that European tour. I can tell you that the score for that women's match was that it got great 66. So great 66. So that's the women's match. So both our matches tonight got great 66. You lot enjoyed both matches the same. I think the first one was a bit better, but who cares? And there we go. That was the show. So yeah, we're clocking in about 4 hours, just under. I must admit this was a bit shorter than what I was anticipating, but as we said, doesn't matter. It was fun watch all the same. And yeah, we will be back on Monday for Raw. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekends.